late to the party talking about high value women versus high value men. And, are the stories that people say, is it all real to you? Or is it just something that, people think this kind of went through? Is it the phase? We just kind of want to know what you think out there. So we're going to take a break as we always do and hear from my sponsors. And we'll be right back to kick it off and bring in some of the team members in just a few moments. Here we go.
Art Imitates Life with Tanya Dixon is being sponsored by Tandiland Global, bringing your multimedia dreams to life.
Hey, welcome back. Well, it's time for me to bring in some of the panelists who have joined the party. You know how some of us be coming on late to the party, but there's a few of us who have joined so far. So, hey, ladies, welcome on in to the show. What's going on?
Hey, now.
Hey, everyone.
How doing?
Oh,
hey. How y'all doing today? Huh?
Greetings and salutations.
All righty. Well, you know what? I am spending some time here with my second computer is really trying to work over my nerves. I don't know what his problem is tonight. And we are doing a battle.
It's acting up. It's having to do with the alignment of the planets.
Yeah, maybe that's it, because it is tripping and I can't get it to come back on.
Yeah. Supposedly there's supposed to be 5 planets that you can see. I guess either at night or starting like 4 last night, 4 in the morning. 5 planets that are aligning, and it's called conjunction or something like that. And they do it ever so often. So 5 of the planets you're supposed to be able to see it visibly with your own naked eye without any kind of telescope or something. And it's supposed to go on to June 27th, I think. And then the last time it happened, it was in 2004. And so now that it's 2022, the next time it's going to happen is 2040. Cool. So people get out there to see if you can see it with your naked eye. And I'm sorry, that's an article I read, National Geographic. But for the most part, what was going on last night? So
just don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah. Right. There was a couple of people that was like, I feel weird or something's happening. Like, yeah, something's happening. I don't feel it, but you do. I don't know what's going on with you.
So well, you might have been tired today for that reason.
Yeah, that could have been it. But it hit me like at late afternoon. So
I get that. I get that.
Going on out there. The universe doing something, doing some weird stuff. It's some good things, but a lot more weird.
Right. Well, something, I don't doubt anything, because I know people always talking about Mercury in retrograde and different things that are happening out there, and it's always bad feelings, vibes, and things not working all the way that they should. My body's not working well today with me, but what else is news? So we've been on this quest for a little while now. But I'm still continuing on this quest. I ain't giving up. You know, but how was you all's weeks? You know, how was your week? Or since Margo, you were just talking just now, you go ahead and tell us how your week was.
My week was okay, kind of slow. It's something different to say. It's kind of slow when you're used to going from being, at work and in work, really engaged with the kids, and then you go to having a break. I'm not complaining because I love the slowdown. I'm able to kind of really focus and pace myself, and I found myself signing up for a couple of like classes or workshops. A lot of it with like meditation and sound vibrations and stuff like that. So I'll be jumping into that next week.
Okay.
We've been trying to see about enrolling myself in an actual college course class.
Okay.
A program here in Texas, Austin, Texas, Free Minds program. They offer free classes for people just trying to return back to school, low income, all kind of do. It's a lot of resources here. So I might do that as well with a little time still to myself. So I get to look at me and see what me wants to do with me.
Cool.
So I'm loving that part.
Right. That's good. That's good. I mean, everybody got to do that sometime and just focus and see if I'm happy, if I'm okay. It's a me check-in.
Yeah. And I'm a continuous learner. I love learning stuff that interests me and stuff like that. Just finding out some things. Kind of an undercover nerd a little bit. So
that ain't nothing bad.
Yeah.
But good. Thanks for being here. Ron, how was your week?
What's going on?
Hey.
Like Margo, it's been a kind of a slow week. I'm still trying to do some things around the house,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get my body back because I got some good news on Tuesday when I went to the doctor.
All right.
And I'm getting ready to spice it up a little bit more from what he told me. Before y'all know it, y'all gonna be like, "Where's she at? Where's she go? What's right now?"
Now you gonna be moving down all fast.
I'm ready for a big change on everybody. So,
good.
But if y'all really want to know, when I went back to the doctor, my numbers was down again. I lost a total of not 5, not 10, but of 40 pounds.
Good.
40. Oh, I need to lose that. I'm just trying to lose like 20 or 30, and I'm good.
Okay.
I got plenty more to go. But it's okay.
No, that's good. That's real good. You said 40?
I know that is good.
That's from the time I went. The last time I went to the doctor to present, it's been like 40 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So next time I go to him again, I go back to him again in January. When I go back to him in January, he's gonna be like,
where she at?
Who is you?
Yes.
I know, right?
And then by the time I get to December for my birthday, my plan is it's a whole lot of going on around December. So I still want to do this, but I might have to change it till the beginning of the year because I really want my best friend to go, and she's going out of town. She's going on a cruise that week, or the week after Christmas. But my birthday is a week before Christmas, so she said she can't swing both of them.
Oh.
But I want to go to the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
And I just want to sit back on the beach and relax.
And
time.
Be on the island.
Some rock time.
Yeah.
I know that's right.
Okay.
I want to go be Stella.
Go get your groove back.
Stella's ready to get her groove back.
Yeah.
56 years old and to get her groove back. I'm ready.
I know that's right.
You can still do it.
Yeah. I'll be 56 in December, so
All right.
I'm ready to get my groove back.
Just keep at it. You got it already. You getting there.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's already done. Just if you're the one that believes, and it's already done. It's already done. I've been over here just messing with this computer. I finally got it up. It's just been dragging me, but I got it up. I got it up, and it's going now. But my week, I had a pretty wonderful week.
Well, good. You smiling?
I got my car back. Because it's been a long quest. This goes to show you what kind of a time that we're in right now. When my car messed up in April, just my mechanics that I usually use, they didn't know what it was. So they said, you need to take your car for a diagnostic test at the dealership. They're the only ones that can tell you. Now, this is mid-April into maybe I'll say a couple weeks, and I'll say maybe towards the beginning of May. The dealership says, I called 2 dealerships. One of them said the appointment is on May 30th. And the other point says your appointment is on June 21st. So I had to go all the way from there, all the way to May 30th for this appointment. I got my car over there on the 25th because May 30th was Memorial Day. My car was at the dealership from May 25th until yesterday.
Wow.
And so almost a whole month, because these days it takes them a long time to get you in. And then when it comes to parts, you got to deal with
that much longer for the parts to come in.
Right. And so it was next to impossible, but it took a long time, but she's fine. I call her Black Girl. Black Girl's fine. She is
now.
Yes. She's like, I'm good.
Where you want to go first?
I know. That's what it was like yesterday. So we were just rolling around. And so I'm happy with that. And then, I wanted to see out on what I was going to do about my phone. I wanted to see about the car first. So now I have my phone to be here the first of the week. Tired of looking at the black screen, not knowing who's there, taking a chance and answering. And you're like, who is this? And I just all the time, people, especially guys, they will call you and they'll be like just talking. You're like, I don't even know who this is.
Who called me? Like, I gotta think about the voice if I've heard it.
I still ask, who's this? I would say just like that. And then they go, girl, you know who this is? And so I'm like, okay.
It would have been me. Hey, what's going on? Hello. This is Veronica Joyner phone. Master's calling. Hold on for a minute.
She ain't here.
Can I take a message? Because she just stepped out for a minute.
Right. Right.
So played it all off if you want.
And I got my cough drops tonight, so I'm gonna try to do better because I am like really going through it. Me and the asthma, we are still in the battle.
Allergies stuff.
Yeah, I think I'm just in a world of allergy-ridden place. The only thing about the home here, there's a lot of that dandelion out in that backyard area, and it blows. And I think when it blows, it just grabs me, and I'm just like, oh gosh.
So you like the lady in them commercials when they're talking about the medicine, like if it looked like it's coming up looking like monsters and stuff.
Yes, that's me.
That's what you see versus what we see.
That's what I see.
Y'all see me over here. Y'all see me over here looking crazy. It's because I'm swatting flies.
They try to come all in.
All the lights in the house is off. They don't see good in the dark. But I got light bulb running here, and now they get me to start bugging me.
Oh.
So I'm going to tell y'all see me.
What you doing?
Looking to dodge, and I'm killing flies. I don't want to stand a fly. My nose go to itch, and I'm going to scratch, and I can't stand a fly.
You'll be like Mike with them spiders and stuff.
I know, right?
One with the spiders and you with the flies now.
And I can't stand a fly. They two blowflies.
Oh,
actually, I saw one cross the path.
Yeah, so and I can't stand it.
And don't let me have to jump over there and help you out. I saw one across the path. That's a little irritating when they do that.
I can't. Ooh, girl, it made me know. Ooh.
Well, you know what? Tonight I got some tea. And I got some tea. I got some tea.
Tea and some tea. Regular. I'm hoping that it's spiked like you always.
Oh, it's some spikes here.
Girl.
Yes, I'm hold on for some of it. To the ones to the end. I'm just gonna start off a little light. We'll start off talking. This is no big deal, but
just put a little drop of it in.
Yeah, this is just a drop of tea right here. This ain't no big deal, but let's go ahead and jump on in there. Here we go. What I should have been doing, I should have had this doggone cough drop in my mouth. So in a few minutes, I am going to have to do it because I absolutely know that it's going to turn on me. Let me get it ready.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yes, it's going to turn on me in just a second. So let me get it unraveled. It's sitting there ready because there's some trouble on the way. All right. Now, this story here is no big deal, but Chris Brown says that Diddy did not want to sign him to Bad Boy Records. So this was, I guess, back when he first started and everything, and he was like, He says that's Chris Brown. Chris Brown's been out promoting his upcoming studio album called Breezy. He was just kind of previewing some stuff, and he was in an interview with Noor and DJ EFN. And Chris Brown says that Diddy once passed up the chance to sign him when he was a younger artist. And the funny thing is, he was younger and more calm probably during that time too. So that's real crazy. He says the funniest part, a lot of people don't know, but Diddy turned me down. It's love now. This is family, my brother now. I'm going to keep it at 100. I was 12 at the time. This is before I went to the Def Jam SH. It was me and one of my production manager's sons named TJ. He's my brother to this day, but me and him were like a group. And so he says that Noor then asked Breezy, what about the name of the group? And you're supposed to be, he says, what's the name of y'all's group? So he's like, man, we didn't have no name. He said, this is why he didn't sign you. That's what Noor said. He said, y'all ain't having y'all S together, Chris. And so he says that in another clip from that episode, Chris spoke about how Bow Wow was supposed to be featured in his 2005 hit song Run It. Instead, Joel Santana was featured. He said, Shad is my brother, man. And Shad be capping sometimes. I watched that interview. But I love Shad, talking about Bow Wow. So Bow, right? He definitely was the first person who said, look, you want to get on tour? I'm going to show you how to do it. It was like he was not a hater. Bow was like the first one. When did you run it in Hit Factory in Miami? I was like 14, and he was like, well, who do you want to feature? And he said, I was like Joel Santana. So he took Joel Santana with him. I can't blame him. Somebody is really messing hard with us tonight.
Right. It's me.
Or the
that's you? Oh, okay. You adding to it.
Are they tapping our internet?
No, I ain't got to plug it up tonight.
Oh, okay. I was just
wow.
That was me. That was me rattling, y'all. I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh, they're rattling like a rat. That's all I heard.
I had to give me a handful of them out.
Okay.
Oh, you got candy and cough drops too, huh?
Yeah, she got the Ludens. I got the Halls.
The ones she got taste more like candy. I used to get them back in the day, and when we used to get them as kids, it didn't really.
I like them because they were candy-ish.
It was more like candy. It's like I don't.
I can see her eat the whole bag.
Right. Oh man. Okay, let me see.
That's kind of hard.
In the chat.
I'm gonna about what you were saying a while ago. That was kind of a little bit of hard. She should have. I mean, he was a youngin' then. I mean, he's grown up man now. Then he needs to change his course. I mean, things are like when they were younger.
Well, Diddy has always been funny.
I know.
I think for me, that show he used to have when he was trying to get these youngsters to get started and picking them, but having them do strange tasks. Now the ending part for me was when he was making them go get cheesecake late night or whatever it was, and I just was like,
he's always extra.
I was like, I'm not finna kiss his, to go get him to get a deal. Like, oh my goodness, like it should be
always extra.
Yeah, be on a different merit of how your performance and everything is, how good your craft is versus can you go run and get a cheesecake, or you got to go get the toilet paper and actually wipe his form.
Exactly.
That's a little too much and too far. Like, I don't want to know you like that, Diddy. But okay.
Diddy always seemed to had me when I saw the movie. When him and Chris first started, he was a little. I don't know. Well, once he started smelling his butt, smelling that money, his ego.
You talking about Chris Brown? Oh, you talking about Diddy?
Biggie. When they first started out.
Oh, and you saw the movie.
When they started smelling that money. I mean. Yeah. But one time he turned back on Biggie. And Biggie was like, "Hold up, man! Wait a minute! We did this together,
right?
So don't get it twisted,
Yeah.
But I didn't. I mean, P Diddy was all right. I mean, he was all right.
Well,
but I thought him and what's the name going to end up together after Biggie died, though.
Him and Faye?
Yeah.
Now I'm tearing off my feathers.
Don't lose them all.
I'm just tearing them all off. Because when I went to pull the chair just now, I trapped some under and it got
Lord.
You can say those for another craft project.
I know. Yeah.
You've been destructive. I'm over here killing bugs.
Right. They say when I see the feathers in the room, that St. Peter is present. So I like usually to see like white feathers in the room, but not the ones that I rip off my shirt.
No.
So, I can't say St. Peter's a present if I'm the one that's ripping them off.
Right.
Well, I guess my take on the whole Diddy and Chris thing, you all know I've talked about Diddy and his presence in the industry and how he is a pinnacle of something that they must, a portal that they must go through. Remember we talked about that? And that's all I'm going to say.
Wow.
The portal. So I'm going to say. I'll wait till later. And it's just, but he actually said it himself. If you go through and you look in the videos out there, it ain't nothing I'm making up. He was standing there with Kevin Hart and Usher. And he's having a talk. And he said, "You remember we were in there laying in the bed?" And Kevin stopped and said, "Man, what are you talking about?" Okay? He put it out there himself.
He's like, hey. Yeah, I remember. Because I was talking about cereal or something, I think, too. Usher was talking about what cereal he liked back then. Yeah.
Because, they took that baby up to New York to make that first album, and my feelings.
Yeah, he seen way too much, or might have been a part of a couple of things. I know his mama wasn't happy. His mom wasn't happy about it. I remember hearing that part. So.
I had a long talk with her one night. Didn't plan on having a talk with her. She just called me because I was supposed to be doing the interview with Usher. V103 messed up my entry, so I didn't get to him that day. I got to him a year later for his release of the My Way album. The label set that one up. But when he was 14, the mother just called me. We were supposed to link up. And we just sat and talked for about an hour. And she was just telling me a lot of things about him growing up and stuff about his father and everything. And she was just a really nice lady. And she just opened up and talked. Just a really nice lady, you know. And I felt at that time that Usher was about to take an adventure, and I was right. He took quite an adventure. I'm sure some of it good mixed with the bad. So yeah, that was his lot. It's a lot for such a young kid to have gone through, you know. You know, but okay, so we're gonna move on. Suge Knight.
Yeah, he just went to court or something recently, right?
Yeah, Suge Knight's 2015 wrongful death lawsuit ends in a mistrial. Okay, let's give y'all a little bit of information on this. As the Rolling Stone reports, the jury was deadlocked in a 7-5 in favor of Carter's wife, who brought the lawsuit against Suge Knight. Okay, let me start. I'm sorry, I went too far down. On Wednesday, a judge declared a mistrial in the 2015 wrongful death lawsuit against Suge Knight for the death of Terry Carter. Okay, now, as the Rolling Stone reports, the jury was deadlocked 7-5 in favor of Carter's wife, who brought the lawsuit against Suge Knight. However, a civil suit needs 9 juror votes in order for the judgment to be made. After deliberation last week, jurors determined on Wednesday that after not even half an hour, that a mistrial should be declared. They said it was intense, is what the jury foreman said. It was so intense, someone walked by the jury room and thought a real fight had broken out. There was yelling. Wow. The lawsuit brought forward by Carter's widow, Lillian, and her daughters, Crystal and Nakia. Wednesday marked the first time in the trial that Carter's family lawyer brought up the $81 million amount that Lillian, Crystal, and Nakia were seeking. The Carters plan to request a new trial date at a follow-up hearing next month. And Crystal Carter spoke to the outlet saying that despite the outcome, it was good to know that the majority of jurors sided with them. Okay. So it's unfortunate, but the jury worked very hard. It's good. It feels good to know we were the majority, and we're looking forward to trying this case again to get victory for my dad, to get justice. Okay, even though the lawsuit against Suge Knight resulted in the mistrial, the Death Row co-founder and former CEO is still serving 28 years for the 2015 death of Terry Carter. In 2018, Knight accepted a plea deal that lessened the charge to voluntary manslaughter. So that's the deal. We got a mistrial on it. And I don't know what that's going to happen on the other side, but she is right.
I wish I was a lawyer because he would never get out.
I mean, how do you just roll over somebody? I mean, where does that come from?
No, that come from he wanted him gone.
Yeah, I mean,
he wanted him gone.
Yeah,
he played that one off.
Yeah, I mean, that's like way past gone.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
I mean, how in all hell do you just run over somebody?
He would never get out. If I was the judge. Oh my God.
That's a hard one.
And I was
right
bored,
there.
and you couldn't have me, and I couldn't be the warden of the prison he had, because somebody, he would be somebody's. Because Lord have mercy, Jesus. I would have him stuck every night. He wouldn't know what hit him.
Right. I think so.
Hey,
I can't stand Suge Knight.
We got new people's joining.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
This evening, yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Well, hello there.
Hey, brother.
Hold on. Let me unravel.
Hello, my brothers.
I know
Okay, first of all, hey, what's
Can y'all
up?
hear me?
Yeah, I see Zach is on. Z, he's on there. We can hear
you
him. Yes, we can hear you.
Hey, hello there,
And
everyone.
hey, And we got the Rickness Monster on too.
Doing all right.
So, yeah. You know something? Now, Zach, you can help me with this story because you showed it to me. It's not a story, but Jimmy, what's up, Jimmy, in the chat? Jimmy said, Tanya, what's up with Kevin Gates? You showed it to me, so you talk about Kevin Gates.
Oh, somebody on the one there about the high value thing?
Yeah, when he was talking, remember he was talking about getting out and what he said at the end of that video.
We looked at so many. I'm trying to figure out which one you're speaking about.
When he was talking about y'all, he out now and he this and he was all hyped and everything, and then he said he would eat a whole deep. He would eat a whole deep.
What?
I'm
just like, did I hear? I gotta get closer. Like,
I was. I didn't get it, but he said, "I'm back from the ocean. I've been in the ocean." He said, "I feel so good. Forget all y'all bees and this and that." And he said that. He said, "I feel so good. I could eat a whole D." And I'm like, "What the hell?" And I'm like, what grown man? What grown man?
Zach.
Yes, sir.
You want to attack? What? No, I heard you. I'm just like,
Veronica.
Hey, Rick, you was acting just like that's how I was acting. I'm like, what the hell? I listened to it 3 times, and it wasn't a whole lot of sentences, so he just messed me up with that. Because I mean, when he talks, sometimes he speaks on a real deep level.
Yeah,
but that wasn't deep.
Yeah, that was
Jesus built a fence around that one.
That was out of the that was out of the field. That was
that wasn't even in the ballpark.
Like, what did you think?
Hey, hold on. Here's the thing. Till you say on, it's gonna come out one way or another. Till you say on.
Yeah.
Unless he talking about a bull and some mountain oysters or something. I don't get what
Margo,
come on, baby. Hey, Margo sound like a mother trying to save her child.
Go outside real quick.
That's the closest you can. I don't know unless we talking about that, because people do actually eat those. But the other thing,
he put the inflection on it. He put some stank on it real hard too. Jimmy was talking
he didn't say sucking on it, touching it. He said I could eat a whole one.
My cousin said,
damn, you pretty damn hungry.
It's one thing to put some stank on it, but it's another one that's on your fingers.
Right. But hold on, can I jump in and say this?
Please.
I don't care nothing about a man being gay, so that's not what I'm speaking on. I just didn't know he was on that level, because my gay community, I support them all day long. It ain't my world, but I ain't judging nobody. I'm never doing that. I ain't put here.
Right, they ain't supposed to judge, right?
Right. I'm never doing that, But when a grown ass man tell me I eat a whole one, I thought you go to McDonald's and stuff like they order a whole Happy Meal or something.
Now,
what is that to each his own, huh?
He sparked some new fans and some interest now.
And I'm
sure he got a couple of DMs from some people.
Like Zach said.
What's up, huh?
I can guarantee you one of them names. It wasn't Zach.
It'd be like,
I had a problem with that.
What's going on?
Now Jimmy is saying something in the chat that is interesting. He was talking about the freestyle that Kevin put out, but he said, Tanya, that can't be the real Kevin Gates. He changed when he came back. That's also an issue.
I go for the
hold on. Everybody, with that said, everybody has the right to change. Everybody has
but they also change you, because remember, in order for to make you still go out there and get their money, they will switch and swap you like they did Gucci Mane.
So maybe that's
wait. Well, and that right there. Hey, it's like
it worked.
Y'all know this. Y'all know there was a difference between those. Y'all know there was a difference between those two Gucci Manes.
Yeah.
There was a clear difference between them two Gucci names.
But here's the thing: to go from doing shit to not doing shit anymore in terms of like, or whatever, do a whole switch up, do a whole switch up. With all that's going on, it would come from the people that we would least expect it. So I don't discount that.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it comes in so many different ways and so many different times. When the awakening happens, and a lot of times it happens with people that we don't expect it from. So we're like, what the hell is this about? Is this just anyone or any organization has anything to do with this? Potentially, but at the same time, have we ever considered the fact that people woke the fuck up? Hence, Waka Flocka, he woke the fuck up. Like, he knew in himself. He didn't understand. He didn't understand. He didn't understand. He understood. What it is. So I would say this: with that journey with a Gucci Mane, okay, cool. But at the same time,
he said, "Okay, cool."
Yeah, okay, cool. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, what else? But at the same time, I'm like this. Okay, what about me and my what else? You say this shit, Rick, but what about you? What else? You know what I'm saying? So everyone is no one is an exception when it comes to growth. When you do grow, it's like, oh, somebody has a hand in it, they have a hand in it. Have you ever considered the fact that this young individual or this individual finally realized on their own? You know what I'm saying? They're not waiting on history books. They're not waiting on Google information. They think
there's definitely a million reasons, but there's just a quick little observation I put out there to make your brain swirl and swell.
You did that.
All right. Well, let's move on forward, y'all, because we got a lot of stuff tonight, and I want to get to the main juice tonight. That high value woman versus the we got to get there. So I got to run through these stories. Let's talk about Taraji real quickly here.
What?
Taraji P. Henson says that she's seriously considering moving abroad. She says that she's one of the latest Black celebrities that's considering moving abroad. She's 50 years old now, and she's opened up to People magazine, and she says, I'm really considering getting up out of here, leaving and living in another country, and she says,
okay.
Well, she's been coping with the difficult political and social climate in America. She says, I just don't want to have to do another hashtag. She says, I fought, I chanted, I marched, I'm tired. There's something that comes with 50. You get tired of fighting, I'm tired.
It was never a fight to begin with.
Right.
It was never a fight to begin with.
Right.
Fighting what? I'm confused.
If you know somebody is waiting outside by the swing set to fight you, and I'm pretty sure there's like several swing sets because you can simply just exist, and motherfuckers want to find a reason to fight you. All right, so it's just a matter of it's not being the bigger person; it's more so about being the smarter person. You know what I'm saying? I told my son this today, my middle son this today. It's not about being the bigger person. It's about being the smarter person. So with that said, she figured out what's best for her, not considering anybody else's thoughts or opinions, and she's living her life with what's best for her.
Well, the thing that kind of kills me is that when you allow people to use you, but I'm going to stick a pin in that, and let me just tell you what she said. I want to go where there's neutral ground. I want to just be happy. She said, I want to just be and be happy. I want to be called Bella every day, drink wine, and swat flies on the porch, stress-free. Now, I don't know where this is that you're not going to have any stress.
But Tanya, can I say this?
Yeah. Sure.
Well, you know, I had a limousine business, so I got a chance to be around a lot of them.
Right.
And they live in. I would consider it, from what I've seen, a bubble. Not only them, them high dollar pastors. I told you about that story. I don't even want to put it out.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. I have to put my phone down. You said, hold on, because I'm live. No, hold on. $5 pastors?
Yeah, brother, that's a whole nother story. One of my closest.
What you said, $half dollar or hot dollar? What did you say?
All that.
High dollar.
But you know what I'll say about that is that one of my friends that I've been knowing for like 30 years, she dressed a lot of these high dollar pastors, right? Them and the first ladies, and I used to handle their transportation, going to different events when they go to different states, and it's it's a different experience. That's all I can tell you. I can say I say it like this: the family is at one hotel. And then what they doing a revival at what they doing a pastors get together is at a whole nother event. And what's happening over there is it's an untold story.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, I handle hotel arrangements and all their transportation. And after I did it about 2 times, I'm like, I don't think God gonna be happy with me with this. I need to stop.
I'm not going to hell with you.
Yeah, exactly. But
He's
back
not doing at the same swab or limo.
But back to what I was saying about these celebrities and these high dollar pastors, they live in a bubble. They don't live the way we live. You know, they have a lot of people, and there's that clique because they know a lot of them are doing wrong. They ain't living right, so they keep it inside their bubble. So what she said, she just want to sit out on the porch and swat flies and drink a Corona or whatever she doing. That's what they're looking for because they miss it. And because they don't get a chance to do all that because of the world they live in. Yeah. Somebody's controlling every movement they make.
Yeah. Right. That's what I'm saying.
Look at Britney Spears.
Right.
She just won out.
When it's the decisions that you make, the company that you decide to keep, when you decide to climb the ladder.
Yeah, but Tanya, you remember one time you and I spoke about that, and you and I both said we would never do it, but we have to think. Some people come from so far down in the gutter, they're willing to do anything to get out of it.
That's true.
You and I came from families where we had parents with, good money, so we never seen that life in the hood, not eating, parents, mama on drugs and things of that nature. We didn't see that. So, I mean, in our mind, we would say right now we wouldn't do it. But if we were so far down in the gutter, would we do it? If somebody say, "I'll give you $10 million right now,"
I was just saying that. I was saying that earlier, Zach. Not to mean to cut you off, but
no, I'm good.
I was saying that earlier about what I want to do for my birthday, because I don't know if you heard earlier in the beginning of the show that I went to the doctor and the doctor told me I had currently I'm down 40 pounds. And
congratulations.
Thank you. And what I want to do is my birthday's in December. Here in North Carolina, it's cold. It's cold in North Carolina. But for a weekend, for at least like maybe a week, I want to go maybe to the Dominican Republic and just find Ron. Just find me,
Right.
Just get away from what's going on here.
You're going to be found.
I just want to go.
Sisters are celebrated. Sisters from the States, they are celebrated. Just like black men, they are celebrated in Dominican Republic. Don't get it twisted. You will be celebrated.
Wow. I want to go.
As you should.
Sound like she got a plan.
I know, right?
If I don't go there, I'm going.
Yeah. I see. Hey, Rick, I see you.
He's telling you to give him. Tell you to pay that pound. Now Charlotte's so crazy. Charlotte said my daddy was a pastor and a Rolling Stone. His adultery created me.
Hold on. Don't put me.
Yeah, well.
Charlotte is a
man. Hold on. Just as you put somebody else's business out there.
Charlotte is a man. She keep it at 100. She keep it at 100.
I get it, but at the same time, that 100 needs to be brought down to a 30.
Hey Rick, I can't speak on all pastors, but when I did them conventions with them, I seen some things, brother. Not
No, bro. Men are men, and women are women.
Right.
If you first lady, I don't care if you first Hennessy or wine.
Hey, I'm with you, Rick. I'm sipping on my wine right now.
My brother.
Well, back to oh, wait a minute. Charlotte said she had 21 sisters and brothers, 11 on my mom's side, 11 on her dad's side. Girl, I don't think family was that big.
Look at Veronica's face.
Wait, I got a question.
Yeah, that was Rolling Stone, yo. Yes.
Hold on.
Something going on.
I thought my family was bad.
Yo,
Veronica said, "What the hell?"
With that said, what's the name of that music video? What's the name of the video Erykah Badu did when he did this? Oh, time to go.
Oh, I know, right?
They was doing them things in the Color Purple days.
Yeah,
right.
The walls.
But I'll tell you this, to wrap the whole Taraji story up, we wish her well. She says that her and Mary J. Blige been trying to do this trip for a long time. They haven't been able to get their schedules together.
Whoa. You brought up Mary.
Whoa.
Mary, if Mary need to go, let her go.
No,
she deserves
well.
Go ahead, Rick.
What you gonna say?
Go ahead, Pastor
Mary
Rick.
said no more drama. She's tired.
I've been called Bishop, Reverend. No, I'm good.
Okay.
No. I'll say this. Anything that leads up to anyone associated with something boy, you know what I'm saying? Naughty boy, something to that extent. I don't know what's this.
Come on, brother.
You might together your thoughts and come back.
It's no different. There's a cost. There are rankings that's involved.
Okay. I think
there are weird.
I don't want to say cokes, but weird little.
Oh no, it is what it is.
Wait a minute.
That's what you're getting at.
Whatever it is.
It goes. Wait a minute. Charlotte has more for us. She got more on the story right here. She says, "I'm number 10 on my mom's side. Mom husband died after the 9th kid. He lived 4 blocks from me. I have a sister born 5 days before me." So yeah, Charlotte got a lot of story.
Yeah,
Charlotte is like one of my sisters.
I had story with Charlotte. You got me beat.
Hey, tell Charlotte I don't know her, but that sounds like a whole other show.
Yeah, you got a book.
That is a whole show.
You got a book coming.
She does.
You
got a book.
We need to sit down and talk about your book, Charlotte.
Yeah, right.
Well, you know something? I got a story. I got 2 more, and then we're getting out of the tea and going over to the living room. I'm mad about this story. But anybody who knows me knows I am an animal activist. Y'all know how I feel about the animalias. And I am hot about this story, and I'm just anyway.
Come on, Tanya. Come on.
You know what? My computer is frozen on this one, so let me do this. Let me pull it up on the other computer real quick because I know my other computer is doing some thinking. You know.
Everybody
and what I'm mad about,
right?
Compliments of Mr. Zachary and all that he does. Let's see. I hear it. Wait a minute. I just saw the story, and I'm going down to it. I'm almost to it. Here it is. Now, Veronica, you're not going to like this at all. This is someone who you like very much, but he is.
That's your disclaimer, huh?
Wait a minute. Let me position myself. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, go get it together real quick. Go get it together.
Get your face ready.
Yes, because this is your number 1 right now. This dude is like your number 1 right now. Ceaser Emanuel from Black Ink.
Oh yeah. I did read that.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad at his ass. He claims there's a dog abuse video, and he claims that it didn't go down there, that he was set up, that he's being portrayed poorly. Now, I'm sorry, I looked at the video myself with my own eyes. They showed the video and they were talking about him hitting the dog with a fold-up chair. And you could see when the dog is just walking around, he takes the chair and he hits the dog twice with it. But he claims in his whole thing, he's being set up that he was breaking up a fight between his dog and another dog that he had, and that he had to go ahead and get rid of one of the dogs. But here's the other part of the video that I saw. I saw that he comes outside and he takes the other dog and he throws it towards the kennel case. Yes.
Really?
And he goes and locks it in the case and kicks the case and it rolls down the hill. So TMZ got a hold of the story and talked about it, and VH1 has fired his behind. And I'm telling you, I like the fact that he did the whole Black Ink franchise, but don't lose your mind and just start abusing stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Tanya, I know how you feel about the animals, so you probably would have hung him up, right?
My boo down.
Yes.
My boo.
But we say that too, like not abuse.
Come on, Rick. Rick, don't make me fight you. Don't make me fight you.
Hey, Rick, don't jump in the water, Rick.
We got to see the video.
I have my own hypocrisy. Like me, I have no toleration for roaches.
He said animals, not insects and stuff.
hey, they are.
Rick, you said you don't seen some big roaches, right? Had collars on them.
No, what you say?
I said, Rick, you saying you seen some big roaches with collars on them, huh?
Man, no. They didn't have collars. They had trench coats, bro. Hey, they came up like, hey, bro, what school you go to? Like, and he had some Magic the Gathering cards, like.
Oh man. Y'all are too many things.
I can't believe Ceaser did that though, man. That's just like
Yeah. The thing that I'm mad about is that he tried to lie about it and say that he was separating his dogs and some little stories and little crazy stories.
But we all knew he had anger management anyway.
My sons.
These are anger management.
Look, my sons have to remind me about how to treat dogs, especially my oldest. He was like, Rick, that's what you want to do? You don't need a dog. I'm like,
right. Don't let me have to come get my little girl over there now. Don't let me have to come get my little girl.
But he put things in perspective. It's like, at the end of the day, dogs also built resentment, which is why I hated pit bulls. But it is a matter of how you raise, how you treat beings, not animals, not just animals, but beings. Period. But it's if it's in the pudding, bro, the proof is in the pudding. You did what you did. Now, how you did it, and it's like live, it is up to people's interpretation. But when you hit somebody or something, and they respond with a crying bark, bro, that is abuse. It is what it is.
Right.
But my rules, Tanya, with dogs, I know you love dogs. You always talk to me about your dog like he got a social security number or something. And but
but he got a W-2.
Right.
Yeah.
She just took it to the tax office, finished doing his taxes and stuff. But my rules are, if you in my house and can't work, you ain't bringing in no income, you can't be here.
Exactly. One thing about this podcast, but one thing about this group, you're not allowed to tell the truth. We keep on.
Oh, okay. I love dogs.
You can't tell that.
Hey Rick, I love dogs. How about that then? I love dogs and animals.
You can't tell.
I
can't tell that to Poppy.
I appreciate dogs.
Yeah, because Poppy said he a human.
Animals, but the coldest animal in the world to me, like a domestic animal to me, is a cat because. Like Tony Baker, I'm like, I don't want you underneath me all the damn time. Like, can you go over there?
But I love how they have these sudden attitudes. That's what I love about cat. They'll be like chilling with you. Hey, they'd be like, get off me. They would just know you like in a minute.
Tanya, it's not even a southern attitude. It's like a matter of like, that's like in the genetics, like, all right, you got your kid in. Can I roll on, please? Hey,
yes.
Hey, you're home. All right, I'm gonna go about my business.
It's just so funny. You're right. It's just like these people said they bought this couch for this cat. It was so cute. I was looking at it on Instagram.
Really?
And they bought a little baby couch. I'm serious, a little baby couch for the cat. And he sits there all day and judges them. And he just looks at them.
Veronica.
Hey,
ask your cousin what she sent me today to my Zach. When you get a little time, I know you're real busy with things, but I think you ought to buy me one of these. Ask her what she sent me, and my thoughts was, all right, I'll talk to you later, Tanya. I didn't even come there. I'll talk to you later.
Zach,
I can't even pronounce it. I don't even know what the hell it was.
It was. And some people call it a capybara, and some people call it a capybara, but it looks like a huge ass guinea pig. I'm serious.
And my exact words were, Veronica, what the hell?
Zach. The probably should ask you for a damn monkey. She wants a monkey.
I'm trying to think this.
The goats. He knows about me and goats. No, I was with the goats. Remember me and the goats.
This is where we wrap it up and move on, because she'll go with animals all day long.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And
pray for. All I can do is pray for us.
Say that name again, Tanya. Capybara. What is it?
Some people just call it a capybara, and some people say a capybara. But all I
know
is
it
just looks like a huge. Well, I mean, they entertain the people when they go down to the southern. Yeah,
I need it bringing in money.
I mean, they do entertain. They're entertainers.
Does it have a talent, a gift? What is it?
But watch when he walks around.
All right, Veronica, I got you, Veronica.
Good luck with that.
We gonna bow our head in a minute of prayer for Tanya and these damn animals.
Lord, help me, Jesus. Lord, go by there. Go by there, Lord, and touch her right now in the name. And Almighty Jesus, Lord. Touch her right now because she needs you.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. And I will continue to protect these animals over and over.
No, that's why I need to protect you.
Hallelujah.
Protect you.
Well, you know what, team? I need to do the picture. I took a quick picture just now. I need to do another one so I can do the IG. So y'all want to do it now? You want to wait a few minutes?
Well, the reason my camera is dark because I'm sitting in my car. It's black dark in here. I would just come up.
Rick just popped out.
Hold on first. Yeah, so we'll wait until Rick comes back. Well, let me go ahead and do my last story, and then we are going to get out. I'm not really going to get too far into Meredith Vieira, her decision to go step back from 60 Minutes and how, to raise her kids and how she wasn't treated kindly by, different fans. I'm not going too far into that story. There was just a thing in here where some woman walked up to her and said that she set women back. So naturally, that brought me to the story at hand, which is, the Supreme Court overturning the whole Roe versus Wade. We can, just talk about that very, very briefly. I was just going to pull it up in here. Okay. For some people who didn't exactly know what was going on today. Okay.
I didn't even know who the last person is. I'm not into TV and entertainment. I didn't know this person or the last person. So you had to tell me about that at a later date.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the Supreme Court released a decision today overturning Roe versus Wade, touching off a cascade of anti-abortion laws that probably will take effect across roughly half the country. And without the landmark precedent in place, the national abortion landscape will quickly, it's going to change. First, there's 13 states already with trigger bans that they signed to take effect as soon as Roe was overturned. And since it was overturned, they already in. And I'll name off those states in a few minutes. And then other states with recent anti-abortion legislation that have been blocked by the courts and expected to go next into this. And then a handful of states that have pre-Roe abortion bans that could be brought back to life. And, so then here, I'll tell you first offhand, the states that are going immediately is Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, North Dakota, South Dakota, Oklahoma, Texas, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Kentucky. The ones that are hanging in the wings that'll probably go within, a month or.
Oh, she froze. I almost thought she was doing that song back then.
Hold on, screenshot moment.
That's Alabama. Did I go off?
Yeah, you were froze up.
You froze a minute.
Okay.
You didn't get to take the picture.
I know. Okay. How far did I stop? I got into the second state.
Yeah, you giving us all the second stats. Yeah.
Then you were going into the other states that were lagging behind.
Okay. The next set of states that is going in is Iowa, Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia, Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina. Those are the ones that are heading in next. And then it goes on. You got some states out there who have things in place. Of course, it's going to be New York and California, ones like that. They ain't never going to change. So then you have ones that are uncertain, from your Arizona to your Kansas, to your Nebraska, Montana, North Carolina, Virginia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. So you have some that are uncertain. So there's a bunch of things that are going on. We're gonna watch a lot of stuff change. But I just want to get your view. Did you tune in to all of this today? Did it just not phase you and you just went on about your business?
No, I got interested in. I was interested. I watched the majority of it.
Okay.
It was very intriguing.
Okay. Cool.
I watched some of it.
Me myself, I need to do more research and in-depth finding in terms of that information. Just to say all that. No, I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to. How about that?
Okay. All right. Margo, what you thinking?
Huh?
I'm just taking it all in. There's some more stuff I gotta catch up on, but I'm just taking it all in. Been seeing stuff posted here and there about it. So
Okay.
Let me ask you this. In terms of the weather being out of place, how do you guys feel about that?
I didn't hear the question.
Say it again.
How do you feel about the weather being out of place?
Being out of place? Like all over the place?
Yeah. Like when it's supposed to rain, it's hot.
Oh, let me finish the story first, and then we go there. That takes me way too far away, my brother.
Go ahead.
But my thoughts on that is, I understand a woman's choice, but if I just wish most people knew how big this business is, of this whole abortion thing, and it's the biggest business in the world, past drugs, guns, and everything, is sex trafficking and selling body parts. And every time you give a child up, you're selling body parts. So if it's not blood, it's some type of part. If you just look at the price of what these body parts sell for, and so when I see them out here fighting, I just you don't really know what you're fighting for, because you're fighting to keep other people in business. And they're selling body parts all over the country, all over the world. So that's my thoughts on it. But but at the end of the day, I think a kid should have a right to live, even if their parents don't want them. I think the government should put together some kind of program that they take them in and have some better foster care program.
My thought on that, going behind you, is that it should be every woman's right to what she wants to do. But for instance, a man really don't know how it feel to get raped by a man, and you don't know who he is, you don't know his background, or you don't know whether you go to the doctor and the doctor says is either your life or the child's life. So which one you gonna think you gonna pick? I'm gonna choose my life because the child has not been here yet. It's not got here yet.
Right.
So therefore, I would say my life before I say, save the child.
And that's heavy. That's very heavy.
That's me.
It's very heavy because we don't know, because in certain instances, the child finds out from the parents, one or both of the parents, that they were thinking about abortion, or the child finds out that they were thinking about abortion, and then the child is upset, like, I found out about it, and you said that you wanted to end or you were thinking about ending my life, versus the child, growing up and, feeling some type of way, like, why would you bring a child into this world? So it's very conflicting.
And you don't know their history. You don't know the history of that parent.
It's not an easy decision. It's not an easy decision. That's the whole point. It's not an easy decision. Because to bring kids into bring a child to the world how it is, that's hard.
Yeah,
so
that's hard.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rick.
For people to look upon the decision. It's not the life decision, but it's it's hurtful. It's difficult. And it's sad. It's hard.
Right.
Well, we know the child wants to live, and when the child lives, it's like you thought about committing abortion or doing abortion. But they hate all the things that they see. It really hits home. I'm never going to bring a child to this world. Or all the things that I see, where people what they say and how they feel. People don't even want to get along. People would rather just go at each other, use certain words, and there's no sense of getting along. It's crazy, man. Our kids, our babies are letting us know what is going on, and it's hurtful. We want bliss. We want our own euphoria. Wanting it and constructing it, or at least giving a sense of purpose, or at least hope that it will exist, it's a battle. And to make the decision of aborting your kid, aborting a child, no one is qualified for that. No one.
Right.
Nobody is. You do not have the right because you are not in that position.
Well, I want to say something along that lines right there, because at the end of the day, I mean, every situation is its own story, its own extenuating circumstances. I understand about rape and incest and all kinds of things like that. I understand all of that happens, but I have a spiritual side for me, and then I have the other side, which is the world side, that I see things that are going on. What I see is this. On this spiritual side, that's another soul that is coming here.
Yeah.
And you have made the decision to block that soul from coming here to fulfill their contract. So that's one thing I look at on the spiritual side. And people never think about that side at all because a lot of people don't know about that. But here's the other thing. I feel wholeheartedly, if I took the things that Z said just now and take it a little bit further, this was a win today. This was a win because we have the globalists against the sovereigns. The globalists are the big 1%ers who have controlled the world, who run the country. Globalists.
Yeah, you said they are
the globalists. Hey, Mike. Globalist.
Meaning that they control everything that we do in our entire life.
No. I get that, but you said that they are the lowest what?
No, I said it's the globalists against the sovereigns. We are the sovereigns, we the people, okay? So the globalists for years and years and years have used their media to manipulate our minds and put all this in our minds about what abortion is and how it harms and how it does all this stuff. And I mean, not harms, but how it's good for you. And it does all this stuff. And it's a woman's right. They put all of this in our minds. The one thing, when you break it down, minority babies, they're not talking about all them Planned Parenthoods that they put in those minority communities, where they were encouraging those minorities to go ahead and get that abortion. Okay.
Yeah.
Of course. The melanin is the direct target.
Yeah, Margo, you were saying something too?
Yeah, I was.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Here, right across from a historically Black college, they had it right across the street.
There you go.
Next,
right.
It
was like a
college here in
big.
So it wasn't about nobody having access to, precautionary measures as far as preventing pregnancy and stuff like that, but they also had access to those services and that concerning abortions. I'm not sure if they were doing it there exactly at that Planned Parenthood, but they were definitely giving you the resources of where to go to get that done. So
that's right.
Real quick, Brother Michael Lee.
What's up, Mike?
Hey, what's up, bro?
How y'all doing?
One thing I wanted to say about what you were saying is that what you were talking about the programming is, if someone want to look that up, it was called Project Mockingbird. That's the name of the program the CIA put out back in the 60s, I'd say in the 60s somewhere. And then the other thing, speaking of what Veronica was saying, speaking of a family situation, I had someone in my family that was raped and ended up having a baby, and she decided to keep the baby. But, to this day, she still see that rape victim. So she hadn't figured out how to love that child yet. It's been pretty tough because when she see this kid is a splitting image of his dad. And this was her mama's boyfriend that raped her. So, it has its different avenues and it's tough on females to look at a kid every day. And this kid remind you of when you got physically, she wasn't just raped, she was physically abused by this guy.
Wow.
So, I think it's a lot of effort. I can't say because I'm not a female, don't know you can't understand that, but I just, Tanya, I don't have to tell you how much I love kids. I take care of many,
right.
But it's just the abortion thing. I don't know. Everybody got their own.
I'm sorry, Zach, real quick.
Yes, sir.
He's toasting you up. He's cheering.
I have raised many and took care of me. I know we short a real positive Black man, so I do my thing,
Right.
Like kids, like my wife, like my family, everyone knows that when it comes to babies, when it comes to kids, they have it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna bust you up when you mess up. I'm going to also reward you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like even like them like laying like on your chest and like this. Kids have like this innocent spirit and energy of like just calming you down if you're in the right mindset. Babies are very important. They are very important and powerful individuals.
They are, yeah.
That's next generation.
And you have to respect that energy. You have to respect that life. You have to respect that presence. It's remarkable what they bring.
Yeah.
Like just even so much as
get Mike in there when you finish.
Yeah, even so much as like from a puppy or a child or what happened. Then you had a hard time, and your kid said, "Hey, daddy, hey, mama, good to see you," or "Look what I did today." That's enough. That's enough for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. All right, Mike.
Now, I just kind of wanted to kind of throw in that spin like I always do. But so, number one, right? Something that's been existing for a long time, the whole Roe versus Wade thing. Number one, you got a whole control factor, whether it be like what you kind of explained, the sovereign versus the globalist, right? That's a control factor. Number two, yes, back in the day they had these things because they were trying to like, hey, just do away with your little black babies or whatever the case may be or whatever. But then fast forward, whether this always existed or did not, I'm unsure. But then fast forward now into the whole adrenochrome, all that other stuff. You don't want to throw
that word there. I can't say that word again, but that's where I want it to go. You're right on it.
Whoa, wait. You said adrenophone?
No, we can't.
You can't say that. Can't say that.
My apologies.
You said specifically. You said headphones. That's
he can type it in the chat. No.
He said headphones. Message.
Okay, all right, got you.
All right, so whether because they want to wear headphones, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
So now it's like, hey, don't be getting rid of things that we could use.
Yeah.
Right. And then watch this. Now we're talking about population control and taking out certain ethnicities and all of that, genocide and all that. However, America is designed on a workforce basis. You know what I'm saying? Where they have to establish. You need to work enough in order for them to generate funds. If each person on this earth generates about $3 million within their lifetime, that's how they're able to take your social security number and your birth certificate and then enter it into that little banknote system that they say.
I seen my account.
But our BTUs are worth more value.
You know what I'm saying?
But our BTUs are worth more value.
Right.
Hence Rockefeller, just real quick, just like Rockefeller, he wants a society of workers, not thinkers. Go ahead.
Hey, Mike, let me jump in real quick. What you just said is 100% true. I physically seen my account. That account you're talking about.
Right.
I've seen it.
Because we were able to pull them up and put in.
Account? Wait, you said an account? What account?
Okay, so if I can speak, I'm gonna say it slowly without really saying it. But when we came off the gold standards, right?
Right.
When we came off the gold standards, we didn't have any. America didn't have any money. Chinese had all the gold, so they said, "Hey, we're willing to give you money, but we need something." So they took all of us and put a number on our head called Social Security number, birth certificate, and then this Chinese said, "Okay, you can trade this. We'll give you money for each citizen." And don't think they didn't look at you to see what are you a nigga? I'm sorry, are you a dude living in the hood? You know what I'm saying? Your family corporate America, and we gonna make a lot of money off you. So everybody was kind of traded different, and I was made aware many years ago, and someone showed me how to look into my account, and when I looked into my account under my Social Security number, it was absolutely damn amazing. I think I shared that with you, right, Tanya? It was unbelievable.
There was a whole there's a whole website that they have finally
don't
pulled.
Don't do that.
Yeah, no, they pulled it. Because I used to send people to put in their own information and they could see everything. And if you got married, they turned around and put a whole new traded you again, and you had a whole new list of things they have made.
That's why you have certificates, birth certificate, marriage certificate, death certificate. You know what I mean?
Real estate license, everything.
Yeah.
So what I was getting at was, in order to, like, if you depopulate whatever, especially in America, you're not gonna have your stock market entity. You know what I'm saying, or whatever, however they do it. So, you need those things. So we're in debt. So don't be getting rid of nothing that we could use once they come here with a birth certificate. That's another investment. See what I'm saying? So I mean,
the thing that's so funny about it is most people, you cannot tell, probably 90% of the people, that the birth certificate that they hold in their hand is a copy. It's not the real thing. The real thing,
somebody else,
the
person that gave up the money hold it. Yeah.
Right. And you were worth millions of dollars when you were probably about 5 to 10 days old. You were already worth millions of dollars that they kept trading on and on and on. So with that being said, as we
start, can I say one thing before you move on? Let me ask Mike this and Rick this. I want to ask all of y'all. I just sent a message out to my family on a voice text because we having some family issues that we need to deal with, and I won't even go into the story, but what Mike just said is true. But I'm trying to figure out what is the Georgia Guidestones all about.
Ooh. Georgia Guidestones. The Georgia Guidestones.
Because what Mike said, I believe in, because these people are about making money.
Yeah.
But how do the Georgia Guidestones fit into that? But I guess that's something for another show. But
because that's some deep evil right there.
Right.
Depends on how far you want to go into that, Zach.
I mean, I don't think we should go too far, but I was just saying, I'm vibing on what Mike said, that these people about making money, so they ain't finna get rid of their cattle because that's all we are to them, cattle. So how do the Georgia guy, when he said that, immediately my mind said, this is 45 minutes down the highway for me. How do the Georgia Guidestones tie into that? Somebody can tell me.
It set the rules.
But what Mike said,
it laid out the whole plan, I guess you can say, because remember they have to tell us everything. So I feel like they just laid it out there. What do you feel?
I don't know. I'll leave that alone. I don't know. We'll move on. Because when Mike said what he said, it just made me think about, yeah, they love money, but they have plans. I don't want to say what their plans are, but they have plans on what the Georgia Guidestones say.
They're not in love with money. That's a smoke.
They're in love with power.
They're not in love with money. They are actuated with control.
Power. Yes.
Feeding off of our mission so that they can survive. Bottom line.
Well, I'm going to say this, and so I can try to wrap it and bring it all back in.
Because we went everywhere, right?
Yeah, we kind of
yes. Like, so I was just making those points, like I said, throwing in those twists, because when people try to rationalize why would they do that and why would they try to take away our control, because then it's like, well, here's some potential reasons why. I can't shape anybody's beliefs and what they believe in, but here are some potential reasons. Right. So here are some potential reasons. And then, you can do your own research on that, or verification or validation or whatever. But for me, in my thoughts, that's that's more than likely probably the reason. You know what I mean? So
I would say that, and let me give you my final on this whole thing. As I was saying near the beginning of my little spiel, I said this is a win for the sovereigns, because the globalists took a major hit. So take what Mike said in that one word that I said we can't say again. That is something that they get from those babies.
Yeah.
Let's take it dark and dirty for just a few moments.
Right. That's their biggest product.
That's their biggest product. That's their food source. So when I'm listening to Nancy Pelosi,
that's what I was saying. That's all I was saying. Something about 13 weeks, 14, 15 weeks.
To me, when you start getting too far in there, that's the life of the child. But they don't care. They don't care. See,
real quick, to add on to the food source is misery.
No. Let me make this point here. Then you'll see what I'm saying. When I say food source, I'm saying it literally. That's their food source for the globalists. That's what they were doing with the babies and the children.
Don't go no farther off the cliff, Tanya.
I love though how things have a way of like going back or return to what it really is and what it really should be. That's what I love. A lot of people don't see it or understand it now, but elements start to reveal themselves or beings start to reveal themselves, and people are go in shock or cardiac arrest because of it's like okay, it is. It's what it is. and people go like they go into cardiac arrest, get excited, go in shock, like they weren't preparing themselves. They weren't preparing themselves in terms of this. What is it?
But Rick, baby, I want to rap and get out of this because we've been in this. We've been in this way too long.
A lot.
Right? Yeah. So let me just wrap my point real quick so we can get the heck out of this.
Wrap it up. Wrap that shit up.
Okay, it's a win for the sovereigns, which is us, we the people. Our children will be safer. That's all I'm going to say. And the globalists, they lost.
It took a major hit today.
They take a major hit, and we're moving forward. All right.
Zach, hold on.
We did it.
Yeah. Hey, Zach, just to kind of hit you up, man. I had to do a little research because I was not necessarily familiar or not going to say familiar, but I had to refamiliarize myself with the lingo on those things that you referenced earlier. In the first two, I believe that's kind of what you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So the first two, depending on which side of the fence that you want to kind of, talk about, I could argue both sides, but the first two, I believe, are what you're referencing, and it's kind of one of those things where you need something. You're trying to maintain a balance by not going over a certain,
exactly
variable, but at the same time, you're trying to control something. So you're constantly at work. So I don't want to get off track, off subject, but I had to refamiliarize myself with the lingo. We can talk about that later on.
Okay, and I'm gonna say this last thing, Mike and Tanya and everyone, is we don't even have to comment on it. But if you do enough research and now look at the TV,
right,
this whole pandemic thing was a part of what you just read.
Yeah.
So we just keep it like that and don't say nothing crazy, but that's what this was all about. And not only that, these things are programmed to do certain things.
Yeah.
All right.
Real speak.
I tell you, we went way off topic. We went way off topic.
That's fine. This is some tea.
Watch what you're watching because it's watching you too.
Right, exactly.
We spilled some good tea tonight. We spilled some good tea. We spilled some good tea. All that. I want to get our picture. I need to get our picture real quick.
I ain't doing no tea. I'm doing wine.
That's why you over there drinking wine.
No, he ain't doing wine. He's doing time.
Okay, I need my picture.
Hold on, let me try this.
You turn your camera on?
Get that spinach at your teeth.
I'm turning my light on my cousin. Can you see me?
Did y'all see you?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Everybody smile. Come on.
Hey.
Wait. It's late on my phone. Let me see.
Okay, this ain't glamour shots. Like
I know, right? I don't even do pictures, so you need to come
over. Not at all. I mean, like never. Never, ever. Okay, well, come on, y'all ready? In 3, 2. I think I got it. So
I was gonna say, dude, you didn't even do one.
I know I did it. I did two. I did one when y'all weren't looking too. So
Mike, let it go. You can let it go.
I didn't know if I was stuck or not.
No, I
thought Mike was stuck.
No, you can let it go now.
JJ, eggs.
Well, you know,
I wasn't pretty good though. It'd be looking.
I'll be glad when the phone get here, and then we'll have the problem.
Right? I know my phone be here soon, y'all. Coming soon. Okay, here we go.
Hold on, another contribute from Next Level Driver School, but go ahead.
That's right. Yeah, I was like,
Go ahead, Tanya. Go ahead.
I just had to put that out there.
Go ahead.
No, I'm messing with Tanya now.
I know. But we're going to break real quick. We're going to hear from Next Level Driving School, and we'll be right back to kick off the.
No drinking and driving.
We're going to kick off the living room in just a minute. All right, this is your break. Go to the bathroom if you need to, because here we go. promise that I didn't mean to come
Mike,
right back. I
be
had to
about
get the central commercial, so we got to take the longer break. So you're gonna see that commercial again in a second. I meant to hit the long break. So here we go. Here's the long break.
Okay.
Hey, welcome to the living room. Oh, I tell y'all, I'm over here looking at the pictures real quick and to make sure that I can go ahead and put things out because I haven't done the social media posting for us. And so I'm trying to get that done real quick. And, you know, I must say, this is like super phenomenal here because on a one-on-one, I have known Mr. Zachary for 17 years. Yeah, I know. I did about 3 of them. I've known Zachary, Mr. Zachary, for 17 years, and he does not allow me to take a picture of him. Okay, I mean,
he did.
Hey, Zach.
All for the show. Thank you.
Zach.
Yeah, you know, Tanya's you see one of them slick pimps. She might be trying to have me out on the media somewhere.
Zach, hey, you know something about it tonight? Hey, you know she ain't coughed tonight?
Zach say no face, no case, baby.
Right. Exactly, right? But I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. This man understand.
Yeah, you know she ain't doing all that coughing tonight neither.
Right. You know, I had to help her fix that. She was getting on my nerves.
Because he sure did tell me, go get this cow jobs. Go get him. Okay, so I think I got enough pictures to rock with. We're going to go ahead and post for our social in just a few moments. But let me go ahead and welcome everybody to the living room. You know, the living room tonight, we have actually heard this talked about. First of all, this is a favorite subject that the late Kevin Samuels used to love to talk about, high value women and high value men. But in my opinion, just my opinion, some people didn't really learn the real definition of what a high value woman or man is. And they kind of started getting it confused with high dollar, and they just kind of got the whole thing confused. And so the definitions and the information that we're going to do tonight will not be based on what he used to talk about, but he might be mentioned somewhere in there because he was a great reference to this type of subject. And tonight, living room, okay, I'll just say we're going to keep it classy tonight, y'all. We got to get this curb this language down because you know how we go and we get emotional. We can differ and all kinds of things like that. We got to keep it together, keep it classy, keep it family, keep it love, and keep that language right where it should be. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. Veronica, come back in. You disappearing on the camera again. There you go.
And I see Veronica. I see in your pink girl. I see
I know.
Two snaps around the world looking ass.
I know, right?
Margo,
so
with a dip set. I see you, Margo.
Yeah. All right. So high value women. Okay. High value women versus high value men. Are the stories real to you? And I think that it's only fair before we really get into this is I give some examples for you of what was considered to be a high value woman or man by a lot of articles and all that I've seen out there.
We can beat you to the punch. We can beat you to the punch. We can beat you to the punch.
What you got on it?
High value men, high value women.
No, let me not even ask you yet because you talk too long. Let me go ahead and give you definition.
Everything is subjective.
I mean it is, but I want to give people an idea of what one is as opposed to just thinking of it in the Kevin Samuels point of view that he had. We want to give people a more fair view of what it is we're talking about.
Mind you, Kevin Samuels is not the only one.
I know he's not the only one, but I think it created a view for people, and I don't want to go any further than that. Okay, let's go into what I have to say here.
Can you see me?
This article is from Love. Huh?
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. Okay, yes, I can see you.
Go ahead.
Okay, there's an article here from lovepinky.com. This is high value women, 20 traits that make men respect and be in awe of her. So, I mean, I'm just going to lay a few things out there about what is a high value woman. A high value woman is someone that all people admire and respect. She is kind, respectful, loving to everyone, including herself. So, there's some traits here that we can kind of look at high value versus the low value woman. Obviously, all men are different. Some like certain types of girls, while others like the opposite. However, there's a couple of girl types that men just can't stand. He said those are the whiny, helpless girls that walk around needing to be saved. In other words, they are low value women. So he said you might think that this is cute, but perhaps some guys will even find it alluring at first, but after a while, it'll get really. Girls who can't do anything for themselves aren't exactly attractive. Guys don't want to spend all their time helping their women instead of loving their own life. So how to be a high value woman, all men dream of. Here's the number one thing is knowing your worth. And you're more valuable than you're giving yourself credit for already because you're here reading this and you're not and you think you're not valuable enough. This mindset is exactly what's holding you back from being a high value woman. So I won't go into the whole details on some of these because I'm gonna jump over to the high value man in just a second. Demanding respect, having confidence, settling for nothing less than what you deserve, setting your standards early, having your own life, being passionate, holding power but being soft, don't always be available, and say no. Those are just the top 10 of that list there when it comes to being a high value woman. Now I'm going to do something. I'm going to jump over to the high value men list. I have about 4 articles here that I'm going to mix and match and go between as we talk. And then I have a criticism in a few moments. I have a criticism that goes on with people talking against this whole thing. 23 traits of a high value man that separates him from everyone else. So again, when it comes to a high value man, some people look at the number 1 is he stands by his word. Number 2 is he looks after his body. Number 3, he knows his purpose in life. Number 4, he looks after his mind. Number 5, he supports his friends. Number 6, he's loyal in love. Number 7, he's a hero. Number 8, he's not a good guy. They're saying Many men are nice guys who end up getting left behind and curse the world. Okay, I get what you're saying. Okay.
Who wrote this?
And number 9, he developed skills. Hey, this is hackspirit.com. And then number 10, he dresses the part. So that's just 10 of those. Now there's another side of this. I call this the black side. Okay. I call this the black side of things.
Let's give it a try.
And this is side right there.
Let's give it a try.
Now this one, I'm sorry, this is a little bit more shallow to me because the number 1 is money and influence. Money buys comfort. You have access to things many don't. You have more power, freedom, and leverage. Number 2 is mind. Be well informed about a plethora of topics like sports, movies, topics, history. Be well read and eloquent. Learn a new language. Know about art, fashion, gaming, photography, and etc. Learn multiple skills. As a man, be interesting. Understand nuanced concepts. Be a pleasure to be around. Whether for sexual desire or business opportunity, intellect is attractive. Give me one more. Give me one more. Oh, 2 more. Social milieu. How are your social skills? Is your status high enough for the women to want? Do your social circles embrace your life? Do you have a reputation that precedes you? I ain't gonna read the rest of that one. Number 4.
I know I'm black, but I can't remember that.
I got a question back. To expect those things and want those things, or have those requirements. Where was that?
That's why I say that list is more shallow.
Right, okay, so let me ask you this.
Extremely.
Let me ask you this. Before caller ID was even invented, where were these attributes? Even that, these high expectancies or certain expectancies in terms of defining who a high value person is. It's not left up to society. It never has been. It's a matter of how you value yourself. When people base
but I understand what they're saying at the same time.
If people base their value on what society expects, what they personally require or like, or what their preference is, what is accommodating or what is for you is for you. This concept of high value men, high value women, already messed up as it is in terms of.
I agree.
It's make believe. It's make believe. Like even dudes, they want women to do this and that and third, right? But not put in the work to be called even or to be celebrated on certain things. Women are easily celebrated, very easily celebrated. As far as high value women, it differs. It's different. What is considered as far as a high value woman, it's differentiated in terms of that man, what she wants, that woman in terms of what she wants. She values that man highly because he doesn't mind working with his hands. She wants a certain dude that comes home smelling muddy or gritty or whatever. It's subjective. It's subjective.
But let me
it has nothing to do with money.
I'm gonna let you finish, but I got a lot to say about that.
Yeah, because I want to do the list, the black list for the high value women, because I think she only got some definition of the
I'm quiet, but I got a lot to say about that.
Okay. Let me just say this, because I'm gonna dig up the black list for the high value woman, because the black list for the high value man stumped me so hard until I didn't get the other one. I'm gonna pull them in a few minutes, see if I can find it. But it really just kind of stumped me with that one, because it, like I said, is a difference. There's a shallowness, and I can understand remember the first list and stuff that I was putting out there. They were more livable, because to me, they were talking about how you value yourself. Yeah. They weren't talking about what others think of you because of your status or your affluence.
What appearance and stuff like that, their opinion about you. That's what's more so, on that list.
Right.
It is like a superficial type list.
Right.
It's just, because anybody can sit there and try to pretend to be those things.
Exactly. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly, because anybody can sit there and try to be those things. That's perfect example of all the shallowness. And Zach, you and I talk about that a lot because we live amongst a lot of that. So give me your take, because we took a moment to watch the whole Kevin show the other night, and he actually had some points, and you and I shared some points on some things. This one was about how it was basically saying the women that high value men want. And you and I were talking about that. You want to share that?
My thoughts on that, Tanya, is that everything that's been said, I only can speak about me. I can't speak about the next man because we all operate different. But getting money, not really concerned about that. Can I emotionally and spiritually connect to you? That's my value. Because I'm gifted at making money. I ain't saying don't nobody on this panel thinks saying I'm Zach Rich and all that. I'm not even that. I'm struggling like the next man, but I know how to get money. So what a female have money wise, not even concerned about that. Because at the end of the day, I got me a Beyonce and she worth $1 billion. When that goddamn $1 billion is gone, what do we have? And if we didn't have a spiritual connection, a love connection, we ain't going nowhere. The money gone. That's the only thing that held us together.
Right.
So and then on the part of money, people put too much value on money.
Right.
People put too much value on status and what all that. And I got nice shit, but I don't like the fact that females didn't look at me when I was driving that little cheap car, but I'm driving a $100,000 Audi A8. Now you want to look at me? That don't make sense to me.
Where was you in the struggle when I was in the struggle? You knew it was coming.
Don't tell yourself. Don't tell yourself. Don't tell yourself.
Right. Exactly. And I'm telling you, my rewards to females is that I work with you when you work with me. Cause my dad always said,
wherever you at.
Right, exactly. My dad always said, boy, get you a woman that don't mind working, because you might not mind taking care of a woman, but sooner or later, you're going to be on your back somewhere with a broke leg, and the only thing she's going to do is come there and rub that leg. Like, nigga, when you going to get up and make some money, because we going broke. Because she don't know how to make money.
See?
And so my thing is,
I know how to sew or make some
right.
and sell them or do something.
Yeah. That's why I'm different at. My thing is, I want to be comfortable. My ancestors didn't have a whole lot of money. They didn't have, my ancestors before then, didn't nobody have a whole lot of money in my family.
They did.
They grew up, they were born, they lived, they raised their kids, and now we're here. Their kids have kids, now we're here. Now, if I feel like I want to be comfortable. I don't care about the richness or the $1 million or I be wanting $1 million to cut off all these bills that I accumulated. But after that's gone, you still gotta eat. You gotta sleep. You gotta have someone to sleep. You gotta have someone to stay. You gotta have clothes on your back. But still, whether if I'm working, he's working, he gets sick, and somebody's got to take care of him, or we both have money to bank where to the point we can live comfortably, because somebody's got to stay home and take care of him.
Right.
I don't mind staying home taking care of you. I don't mind doing this, that, and the other for you. And vice versa. It should be vice versa. So I think it should be equal. I think both of them.
Hey, Veronica, let me jump in and say that. Well, you just said equal. One of my biggest sayings is, even swap ain't no swindle. I know that. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but
It do.
That's my biggest
Explain.
thing. Even swap ain't no swindle because I need you to come to this table just like I'm coming to the table.
Right.
And I don't need you to tell me just because you gave me a little sick that make your thing better than my thing. Because they had to get together to make some motion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So women put too much value on them spreading their legs.
That's one thing that Kevin did talk about that too.
In the 6 figures thing, he talked about the 6 figures. Everybody got to be in 6 figures. You don't have to make 6 figures to live a great life. You can be $50,000, $60,000 a year, and your girl getting $40,000, $50,000 a year. It's all about how well y'all are at managing money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Management.
Yeah, say that then, Zach. Say that then.
Because if you that female that's you making $40,000 a year and you at every damn mall buying every Gucci purse and all these name brand stuff and putting it on your ass,
something ain't right.
There's something wrong. And I'm telling you, I don't. That ain't my world. I don't care about a name brand car, a name brand item at all because anything the media tell me to do, I do just the opposite because I know the media is programming.
But be like, you gonna look good out there on them streets. You got no home to be in.
Right. Yeah, you got brothers, cousins, uncles.
Hey, but and then the other thing is that me being in the limousine business, Tanya, I told Tanya some of these stories. I'm not even naming anybody, but all these dudes on there talking about they got all of this and all that. I'm dropping these Negroes off in the projects to a 2-bedroom apartment.
Exactly.
All that jewelry they rented, all of that. I'm the person that meet with security to make sure we sign off on this jewelry to give it back to the company that loaned it to them at the end of the video.
Hey Zach, that's just like every hood, man. You know what I'm saying? You'll see the dude with the slab or the the car with the rims and the bang,
right.
paint job. But if you ever go to where they sit at or where they lay their head at,
right,
you know what I'm saying? It don't compare with the money and time they invested in their
car. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Mike, I'm pulling them up in the hood, and I got this big ass limo, and I'm wondering if I'm gonna get out the hood.
I done drove you everywhere else. Who gonna drive me up out this mug?
Right, exactly.
In my situation, I am on disability. I'm on disability, but I meet the next man. I meet somebody, and they got a little money on them. But what I do if he say, okay, you keep your money, hold your money, we might need that later. I put my money aside. He said, well, we're gonna take this such amount of money. We're gonna spend this. You go ahead and spend this. But wait a minute, just let me go get a few items. I'm done. I can live with that. I use my own money if I have to. But my thing is, at the end of the day, if one of us gets sick, or if he gets sick and he can't go to work, then we got something to fall back on. With the little bit of money I got saved up and a little bit of money he got saved up, and we can work it out, through that way until he gets better or something better comes through.
So it's like this, man. You gotta. Just one of the things that I had to learn. You gotta, number one, what's your comfort level, and then whatever that comfort level is, you gotta live and stay within your means.
And your means, there you go.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Because if y'all haven't realized it, everything that we as humans seem to do is compare ourselves to what's glorified. Right. That's not our position. That's not our status. No. And then oftentimes, a lot of people, when they hear the terms, worth or value, they automatically associate monetary means.
Exactly.
Or monetary context. You know what I mean? But that's not it. So if I say, hey, what are your values? Right? We're talking about personal, moral, and internal values here. That's the value that they're talking about. What do you value within self? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then if you value yourself and you're confident and you can turn those values into goals, that's what we call values-based goals, then you can set something up to get to a monetary satisfaction for you in your household. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, hey, it gets deep, man. It gets deep. You know.
Well, you know what? Before we're going to go back and talk about, because I really want to talk about like these shallow definitions of what we have seen out there. A lot of them are super shallow, but I have to address the chat right now. African Millennial, thank you for joining us. But I'm sorry to tell you, African Millennial, but Miss Mark already got men.
Yeah.
And she is coming out of a marriage, girl. I told you.
I don't think that's that type of show we trying to promote and commend folks for doing some good things and to down to another sister. That ain't the type of show we trying to host tonight.
Look at Marco being so professional.
I know, right?
Yeah. We don't.
Them ain't the type of comments we. Like, hey, you entitled to your opinion? That one right there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of them things where people are entitled to their opinions. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. So your opinion about something probably will generate my opinion on how I can respond to you.
Yeah.
So if the intent is to be ugly, get your ass off the chat. Straight up. I mean, because we family here. We don't deal with that.
We all good with everybody.
Well, I just want to say that in my own defense, 300 and more and counting, but fabulous and lovely.
Yeah.
There you go.
Period.
And we'll leave that where it's at. So
But we still thank you for watching. But I'm saying out there for all of you all who are watching the show.
Send me your address if you got a problem. I'm about coming to see. I'll do that.
Hey, y'all, real quick. I'm signing out. I gotta take care of some things in the house. It's not the right time to be near the middle of summer, and I need to clean the filters, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for coming.
If y'all not paying attention, this whole time has been so.
Like you sweating because
like my name ain't Keith, you dig? Shit, like shucks, dude, darn it, dude.
Gosh darn it.
Snickers and eggs, like, dude.
Hey. Snickers and eggs.
So you gotta go handle it now.
I'll tell you this. Yeah, I have to, because my house is not going to be hot when my family gets home. It's real.
Mm-hmm.
So
I just dealt with that, my brother. I understand.
I'm going to clear out these ducks. Do what I got to do. Peace, family. I love you guys. Let's keep it going. I got things that I have to take care of, but with you guys always.
Hey Rick, what I did the other night with mine, just to help a little bit, I pulled my filter out of my I pulled the filter out because it was so stopped up because I hadn't changed it in a while, and it helped out a lot.
Michael, this is the thing. I pulled the filter out, but this is the thing. I put it up against the grate or the filter, like the area where you open it up.
Right.
To find out, it was stuck in damn near inside the AC unit. The house got cold. It got cold for a while, but I didn't go within. So finally, I went within. I crawled up in the ducts, but notice like the actual filter connected to the permanent filter connected to the AC unit.
Right.
You have to climb in there and dust and
I understand. Yeah.
For free versus paying somebody $300 or $400 to do it. So
Rick. Hey, that's like life, man. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be successful and you know what I'm saying, in the depths to which you dive, you got to make sure the ducts is clean, baby.
Yeah, gotta crawl up in it, Rick.
That's the thing. That's my wife. I gotta call.
Hey, did he just say you gotta crawl up in it?
Yeah, he did.
You almost sound like what is it? You gotta stand up in it. You gotta crawl up in it, baby. You know what I'm saying? Make it talk. You know
and I'm not. That's the thing.
Hey Rick.
Look,
real talk, bro.
That's what I love doing. That's what I'm doing. From the commode when is stocked up to the air ducts in the house.
I just finished that at my school just a minute ago. Hey, but Rick, if that don't work, I'm gonna send Tanya a picture of what I just went through, because I went through everything you just talking about a week ago, and it ended up being, it's almost a thing it's inside the actual unit. Look like a Coke can that got about 3 plugs on top of it. It's like a circuit breaker inside the unit, not on the wall. It had went bad, and it would not let the air conditioner regulate the pressure the way it needs to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send Tanya a picture of it so she can send it to you.
I just had to send to my phone. I just put it in the chat. Yeah,
cool.
You go right to the source.
I just had the AC man come out to my house the other day, check the status of my system, and
you know what I'm saying. But anyhow, love you guys.
What do you keep your stack up? What do you keep it on? What do you keep your
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's blockage. It's blockage. I found out that blockage because I climbed up. That's what I'm saying. I climbed up in the AC unit. No matter if you can have a filter, but the AC unit has its own fixed filter.
Right.
It's fixed. But you have to get in there and like clean it off yourself.
Bang it.
No,
what do you keep the settings on?
Now, I just when I blacked myself out, I went in and I cleaned the ducts out, and my sweat is like cooling off. I cleaned the ducts out myself. And you have to do the work. You have to do the work, but
you got to get all up in it, brother, to make it flow. Go ahead.
Hey, if you're gonna go downtown, make sure the streets is clean.
Hey. Hold on.
Also bad.
And no hair in the teeth.
All in the metaphor.
Take it easy.
You got to get rid of all that fur in order for it to breathe right.
Crazy. All right, Rick.
I'm glad I was able to get on the show tonight. I usually work on Friday nights. I'm never able to get on the show, so it was a good night for me. I'm good seeing you, brother.
Likewise, homie.
All right.
See you, Rick.
All right.
I'm here.
Hey, Rick, you can stop drinking. I'm gonna drink for you. Go ahead.
This one thing that no one is qualified to do.
Trust me, I was
anything for me. Because if you're not doing it, if I'm not doing it, you're not doing it right.
You know what?
Take your time, do it right.
I know, right?
Exactly.
I used to my jam. That's my skating jam right there. I used to skate and turn around backwards and skate. You can tell me.
What's up, Tanya? Go ahead.
Okay, well, you know what I'm gonna just tell you to go back and let's take it back just a few moments. We came to our conclusion a little early what we feel about the high value woman and the high value man. But my whole thing is, are the stories real to you? You know, we've heard a lot of stories. Like I look at these discussions where people would talk about what a high value man and would be, or what a high value woman would be. And even the late Kevin, when he used to talk about how a high value man, a certain kind of woman that he wouldn't want. He talked about how they didn't want the modern woman all the time. He talked about the modern woman nonstop. And he would say that these men, the type of women that they wanted, he named 3 types that are the leading women that they want: this Asian, Latina, and Southern European, Eastern European. And he just went through that whole thing, that whole spiel. And I said, are these stories, again, is this real for you? Or is this just something that's being put out there, narrative that's being pushed? Are you seeing this? Are you seeing more men that are high value who don't want to deal with the likes of a Black woman, that they would prefer to deal, or easier to deal with a Latina woman or an Asian woman or an Eastern European woman? That's one story right there. Is that real to you?
So I would just say this. We tend to navigate toward what we can access. Right? So if all you ever do is raise up, you know, that's why you see and people say, hey, stick within your culture, because they didn't have the means to getting elsewhere. You know, that's why you see a lot of folks that, you know, I'm not trying to talk bad about it, but when people like join the military, that gives them the reign to travel, and then they experience different cultures. So their access to something different allows them multiplicity, if that makes any sense. So now they have access to something else, and then those countries have different culture. Now, if you're sitting here raised in America, then you know the stuff is designed and programmed to keep certain folks in a certain status. But when you go somewhere else, you don't see those constraints. So when you see something else, for example, a lot of folks go to Korea, and due to the Korean culture, you know, you got folks that the way they're raised, you know, certain roles are defined and this, that, and the other, and it doesn't mean somebody is greater than or less than, but it's just a culture. And so they get used to that, you know. So you got an 18-year-old kid going to Korea where there's someone that's willing to, not trying to be funny, but wash, iron, cook, clean, and allow them to have certain freedoms, and then still be able to take care of everything, and then still provide and still have an equal balance. Where in America, it's you ain't nothing. I can do this by myself, and you ain't finna come in here if they're getting assistance. You ain't finna come in here and mess up what I got coming in, and so on and so forth. So a lot of things when it comes toward, let's just say black men, is this. Then they're in jail. Then they got records, and then there's rules and stipulations and regulations that don't allow them to advance after that. Different countries, different cultures, different dynamics expose you to different opportunities. So you're greater than somewhere else than what you are here in the States. So a lot of folks that go overseas, they really contemplate on whether or not they want to come back to America. You know what I mean? So I don't know if I'm kind of on or off, but I mean, just kind of putting that information there, and y'all can comment as you will.
No, because when I left here, when I went with my dad to Germany, I was like 7, give me 28. I got over there, and now I'm just a child, but I loved it so much over there that I learned the language there. I did not even want to come back here. I was trying to find an American family over there that I could stay there with them and then come back later. Right. But I couldn't. My dad wouldn't let me stay. Because I wasn't staying. And when I got grown, and then I was like, after my dad got out of the military, I wanted to go back. That's why I wanted to stay in Germany. I didn't want to come back over here because there was so much better. People were so much better over there than they are here.
Right. So for example,
acting. I guess better treatment.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, they're better treatment. You know, they treat you a whole lot like they treat us like we was king and queens over there. I mean, anything we wanted, we got.
Germany is a different kind of country. They love black people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost as if you know the history, it's almost as if they kind of look at us and kind of pay homage to the historical factors of how they even got what they got.
Mike, they understand us better than we understand us.
Yo, yeah. So for example, hey Zach, you spot on. I went to Africa. I was stationed over there. I got deployed over there for 8 months, which allowed me the opportunity to travel between 14 different countries within the continent. And I realized, you know, as Americans, we got this sense of pride and superiority. I didn't know half the stuff that they knew about my country. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So I got educated by folks, you know, I got educated on my country and my history by folks that I didn't even know that they don't even live in America. So it's a lot of things that may be hidden, which is why I started watching the BBC network. You know what I'm saying? Because you get a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about various viewpoints. You know, I'm willing to go left, right, and down the middle. But I just want to be properly educated. And in order for me to make my own assessment, I need left, right, and center. You know what I'm saying?
That's me. I gotta have all the information.
Yeah. So
let me just say this real quick. Did y'all see me about to jump out of my skin just now? One of my feathers hit the floor and was moving, and I thought it was an animal, and I'm about to lose my mind.
Put down the alcohol. Put down the alcohol. Don't drink anymore tonight.
I'm just drinking water, but just it's a black feather. And so I'm sorry, Mike. You go back. I just said what y'all think.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm repeating myself.
Hey, Rick, and she's scary as hell. She'll raise all the hell in the world, but she's scary.
Yeah.
Not the animal person.
I live with one. They talk cash money shit day in and day out. But you put a bug.
But she ain't no. One thing about Tanya now. Once you push that button, she will attack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But nah, man. And people get mad. A lot of folks. Well, I ain't gonna say a lot of folks. From what I can witness in America, a lot of people get mad when a guy states their preference once they've been exposed. Understand this: until they've been exposed, they stay with what they know. But once they get access and exposed to something different, then their mindsets change, and that's nothing but growth. That's a growth mindset.
Yeah, man.
So I'll leave it at that and see what opinions y'all have.
Well, I want to add something to this. I thought maybe let me stir it up just a little bit. And, sometimes you can't have these conversations without bringing the late Kevin Samuels into it because he made such a stir about high value men and high value women. So there's a person out here who's not a fan, but they did state some real points that he used to make, what they called unrealistic expectations. And they said that Samuels maintains the market defines a high value man by 6 core principles. And here's these 6 principles. A man's ability to earn at least $10K monthly, earnings of $10K monthly over a course of 5 years, acceptance from a group of other high value men, access to a fraternity-like network, an accepted prominent position by society, the ability to be of use by other high-value men. And the caveat definition,
I don't need to be a part of no group to be accepted. Shit, I'm a dude that make my own group, and we run like that. I'm not following nobody. And as far as money's concerned, if I got a female that has just have it in her head that she want to make it, I'm gonna take what she has because I'm good at seeing people gifts, and I'm gonna take what I have. We're gonna put it together, and we're gonna get money. And money would never be the value of our relationship. Right. It would never be there because anytime you put this thing that these people have created, put that money above relationship, yes, it's doomed already.
Yeah,
right. It's a respect level that you have to give to a female, and a female have to give to you. But I hate that I said this to you the other day, Tanya. I'm from Atlanta, and Atlanta is the fakest fucking. I'm sorry, I can't say it. Atlanta is the fakest city in the world to me, because it's I only know been to a few places.
It's a lot of nice packaging, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And everybody got this business card where they doing all this. They in the rap game and they finna be a millionaire. But when I look in your soul, what the hell do I see? I see nothing.
And it's funny that you say when you look in your soul, when you look at their soul, and what do you see?
Because I can see right through you.
That's often what people sell in the game in order to maintain a certain status.
Right. Right. You're right. And but they don't realize that there are people out here can really see through them. They can see the inside of them. They can look at them right in the eyes and just say, I know you ain't shit.
Right.
I know that. I can see it. And I just hate that we have, as a people, got caught up with what the TV is telling us that is normal when it's not normal.
I ain't falling for it.
Me either.
It bothers my spirit when I catch on to that. Like,
but you know what?
Exactly.
the thing is, like we said earlier, I think we mentioned through that term out there, is having a growth mindset. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it's easily said, but then what is it when you define it? And that's just being able to, you know what I'm saying, take on new information, take on new experiences, and then being able to either personify, apply, or reject, you know what I'm saying, everything that fits into who you are. You know, they say, I think one of you just said it earlier, you know, they say your network equals your net worth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it all depends on what you define as value and worth. So for me, you know, I value relationships, friendships, relationships, you know what I mean? And I'm a very loyal individual. And I was just having a conversation tonight with wife. You know, I'm not going to change who I am. I will continue to be, you know, trusting and loyal because that's just who I am. The moment I allow one's actions to dictate how I navigate afterwards, you know what I mean? I sacrifice myself. You know what I mean? So at one point, it's like this. I will be cautious. It will be a lesson learned, and I will be, you know, aware of the different types of individuals out there. But I'm still gonna go to the next relationship, the next friendship, or whatever, as trusting and loyal as I know. Because the moment I alter who I am, then I no longer am me. Does that makes sense?
Never give them the power that they don't deserve.
Right.
Yeah, period. Because I'll tell anyone, I'm from Atlanta. These my streets. I did everything in Atlanta, from business to just rolling in the streets. But there's nobody you gonna run up on in Atlanta would say Zach is this kind of guy other than a good dude. And Zach don't have no middle of the road. Either he with you or he not.
Right.
If you own something, he ain't messing with you. I just don't deal with people who got fake ass attitudes.
There you go.
I don't have time for that life, you know.
Fake snakes.
Yeah, you know, I think Donald Trump and all these people always talking about. They tell that little story of the snake. You know, you took a snake in and made it a pet, and then one day this damn snake bit you, and you looking at the snake like, why did you bite me? And the snake said, I'm a damn snake.
Right.
That's what I do.
I'm gonna ask you again, brother, cousin, uncle.
But you know, I'm gonna just say this about me. I'm that guy. If you call me, I don't care what I'm gonna switch for me. I got about 4 friends. No matter what the hell going on with me, I could be in Africa and like, bro, I got a problem. I need you. They ain't asking no question until they get to me.
And that's who I am. We always tell me that.
When you call me, if I'm down with you and I got you, well, when you call me and say, hey, I need you, I ain't trying to say, hey man, how you end up in there, Mike, what you were doing, or Tanya, what you were doing. None of that.
Yeah,
when I get there, we'll have that discussion.
True story.
I got you.
I was doing it I was at the moving company, or the day that I was moving. I'm on the phone with Zach. I'm telling Zach, they hitting me hard with money. It looking shaky and shady. What was going on? And I'm sitting in the car with my mom. The mover's in the house. I don't know what's going to happen next. I get out of the car a little while, and I walk around my car, headed to the front door. Who's coming around the back of the truck but Zach? He just showed right up.
So I actually did I can't remember if it was a Facebook or TikTok, one of them, but I did a video of one of the times I was at a low point. You know what I'm saying? And I posted that video. It was about my friend that I had met on a deployment in 2001. And then throughout the years, but by this time it was 2008, 2009. And he was way the hell in Virginia. And for whatever reason, he called me and you know, this, that, and the other. And I told him what was going on. I was at a low point, depressed, contemplating, you know, not being on earth no more and everything like that. So his ass flew from Virginia to Biloxi, Mississippi, and sat with me in my house for about a week and a half.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
don't never let him go, bro.
Yeah, so I ended up doing a tribute to him one day when I don't know, I was going through it again, and I reminded myself of that time to help bring me out of that reoccurrence. So it's truth in that, Zach, of what you're saying is, and it's rare that you find people like that.
Exactly.
Those who have the means, if they're like, geographically separated, to be able to make their way to that actual place, to be there physically, that's a blessing. But if not, man, and we promote this, through our nonprofit and everything, call, a phone call and everything. And I think I told a couple of people recently, after my father died in February, it's things that me and him used to talk about. The moment that you have a random thought about somebody that you ain't talked to, hollered at in a long time, the moment they pop in your mind, or the moment you start thinking about somebody, either shoot them a text or call them at that moment. And just to check up and just to see what's up, because it's a reason that they're on your mind. You know what I mean?
Hey, but Mike, but I think we as speaking from a man's point of view, the problem that we is I can't say me, because I'm an open book to spirits that I vibe with. I ain't gonna say everybody, but when I need you, I'm gonna call.
Exactly.
But some people, some of us as men, we thinking like we was geared and raised to be hard. We can't cry.
Yeah.
We can't need people. But we souls just like everybody else. Our spirits go low too. But
we call that the man box.
Right.
Yeah, we call that the man box.
Yeah. All right.
No, I'm smoking what you're rolling, though. I'm smoking what you're rolling, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, okay, right. I'm gonna throw some fire out there real quick.
Okay, tell you got to get the show back online now. We all trying.
Okay, I'm gonna throw some fire just real quick, just to make y'all think about something. Now, there's some people who are saying, again, with the whole Kevin thing, we gotta go back and forth, because he talked the most about the high value man and woman. So we're gonna bring him into the conversation. They're talking about the misogyny of the whole thing, called a misogynoir. They said the tough love advice that he was giving was amplifying a historically racist and westernized view of beauty that only serves to demean Black women. They say,
I don't know what you just said, but everything all your panel just said tonight, that's high value right there. Whatever the hell Karen was saying, you're talking about, all the input you just got tonight tell you what a valued person is, and none of it was about money.
Right. I just wanted to just twist it and just kind of ask you all, because like when we're talking about all the stories real, was this real to you? And do you see, like they said, they feel like it came from a westernized view of beauty? And just kind of see if I would agree with that. Here, the article is saying, if it were not indicative enough of how his Eurocentric perspective leaves Black women open for attack, his hyper focus on surface discourse surely seals the deal. He consistently perpetuates clickbait conversations that incite reality TV squabbles, but is unable to properly acknowledge white supremacy as the driving force behind this divisiveness. Instead, it plays the trope role of antagonist against Black women. So do you all agree that it was a driving force behind that narrative? Do you think that story was that true for you?
So I got a lot on that. No, I'm not going to talk now. What I'm about to do is say, Bronk, Margo, since y'all are, the other two women besides Tanya, and she's posing the question, please give your ideas on what she said.
I like that. Yeah.
Go ahead, Margo.
To a certain extent, I think a lot of his stuff was based on what he's seen or what he's experienced as far as people in that field or that line of work or in that status per se, mimicking that to Caucasians and stuff like that, whether it's white male or white females. That was considered the qualifications, I guess, or standards to have that label of high value, men or women. And to whatever we consider for ourselves as African Americans, it does look a little bit more superficial concerning having to dress up and pretend to be that act on the outward side in order to appeal to, the opposite sex. I know for me, that stuff doesn't really fly for me. Your high value comes from your character, or what are your morals, what are your core values, stuff like that, versus the superficial stuff in the arguments they always used to have. What are you making? What do you do? How much schooling have you had? Do you have any degrees? Do you have this? But it's like,
hey, Margo, don't forget credit. Don't forget credit, Margo.
Credit, you have good credit. You do, all of that only accounts for so much.
Right.
Because, your income level, you can try to manage your life like a business. When it comes down to relationships and you're meeting with the opposite sex, I would say, you can't run your life or your love life like a business. You can't. It's going to succeed that way. You can only do,
some things that just can't be monetized.
Yeah, you can only, there's that gray area, that area of uncertainty, because you don't know how the other person's going to really respond. But
life twists and turns, right?
Yeah. And each person is different. You can't go just because it don't matter how well or how much you went and had schooling. If you can't sit there and really have just a basic conversation with your mate,
right?
All the words in the book, but if she can't understand you or y'all can't understand each other, then what's the point?
Or being together, exactly.
I can't wait. I'm with Mike. I want to hear what all y'all got to say. Let's go.
So that trying to run your love life like I've been seeing a lot of ads just today. High value women and professional women. You've been having success in this area, but your love life is this and this. Let me the keys and these 5 keys to turn your love life around. I'm like, it's always something. You're out of order somewhere. No matter how much time or energy you pour into your success, the individual somewhere is lacking, something suffering, too much, time in one area, your desires and like that versus, where you should possibly be investing time, with that other person. There's always a yin and a yang to everything. So that's how I look at it.
Ron, what you got?
Well, as far as Kevin Samuels is, I think what he was lacking was he really needed Jesus in his life. Because he just got on my skin. I just couldn't.
I want to ask, what is the relationship with his mama? Because
right. I mean, they always say,
Veronica, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry to interrupt. But y'all women always. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Y'all help me out if I'm saying this wrong, or But they always say, how you are your image of your parents.
Exactly.
How you raised by your parents is how you gonna be be out there in the world. Like she just asked, how was his relationship with his mom? How was his relationship with his father if you knew his father? What did his father treat women as like he treated women, or did he talk about is that how he just came about things? I just didn't like his whole attitude and
remember
back off everything the Margo said,
do remember his mom was one of the last to know by social media that her own son was dead. Like, how do you not? So something wasn't right there. And she's the first introduction to a female, to a woman, since being born. So
that is a factor, though.
It is. It is.
So I would tell you this. I'll be transparent and kind of open. You know what I'm saying? My life and my experiences with women wasn't all the greatest. I was abused as a child. You know what I'm saying? Grown women took advantage of me, so I was molested as a child. You know what I'm saying? Now, as a kid going through puberty, you don't see it in that fashion. But when you look at it in totality, ain't no way in hell that a 11-year-old kid is supposed to be banging out some 35-year-old woman. You know what I'm saying? and what your childhood experiences shape everything to who you become as an adult. You see what I'm saying?
100.
So when they say that your mom, your grandma, or the women in your life, or the men in your life shape who you are, you know what I mean? I was raised around nothing but women. And I saw I saw the women in my life treat men and go through men like it was nothing. So as an adult, my thoughts about women is I watch my folks go ham. You know what I'm saying?
The way you supposed to. Yeah.
So what make you better than them? And these the folks that raised me. So what make you better than them or not like them? So yeah, understand my this lack of trust in you when I done had 5, 6, 7 women that showed me it's something different. Or if you have a man in your life, you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about as a child, an example of a man, let me say that, in your life where you denied that,
My bad.
was a man present to show you how to be a man? Because remember, as a kid, you're copying and you're mimicking everything and those that you see in front of you. So if you don't see a man treating a woman with respect, when you grow up, you don't know how to respect women.
Hey Mike, can I chime in on that?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm done. I'm just kind of going on, but go ahead.
Hey, and what you just said, bro, is so real. It's just because I saw my dad make a lot of money. My dad was a diesel mechanic way before I was born.
Yeah.
And he made great money. My mom made great money. But what I saw with my dad is that his thing was, I make this, let's just throw $1,000, $2,000 a week out there. Because my dad made ridiculous money.
Right.
But his thing was, I'm giving this to the house, bill money.
Right.
But the rest of it is for me to do whatever I want to do. And my dad I'm speaking on my dad. He had a whole nother family that I don't know. I'm pretty sure I got brothers and sisters I don't know. And
it ain't funny, but I get it. I definitely get it.
Right. So what you're saying, I'm relating to, and it's just that we as a people, I always say my family has too many secrets, and I'm a person saying that I really don't even care about your secrets. Are you happy? Are you spiritually intact? Your secrets don't even really matter.
Are your secrets an impact on my life?
Yeah, right. I didn't want to say that, but I know. Tanya, okay, Tanya, you can take the wheel. And you can drive us back on the street now. We went off in the dirt.
I'm just saying, man, because these conversations, man, these are conversations
they go everywhere. Right?
These are conversations that people don't have and are afraid to have because they border the line of having to reveal the truth.
But bro, how many dudes like you can even say what you just said? Yeah. I mean, most dudes ain't man enough to even say the darkness of their life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I commend you for even saying that. And just like I'm telling you, I told Tanya some deep secrets about my family, but at the end of the day, I'm doing that to better me and move me to the next level because my family ain't me.
Yeah, it's an awareness and a realization, and you're seeking that deep part of you is seeking to be healed and relieved from the weight of it all.
For sure. Yes.
So why not?
I want to share just this, and it kind of comes from me agreeing with this article here. Really, it's talking about how the high value male is a scam. And I'm going to kind of say that I agree.
Did you say it's a scam? It's a scam? Oh, okay. You're going there now. All right.
They say the high value man is not a myth because there's no worth there. It's not a myth because there's no substance there. The high value man is a myth because it is an investment in aesthetics over substance. We have been taught that dating is the work and preparation and putting on to create the best possible version of ourselves. A self that is manicured and completely ready to turn on charisma and charm at the drop of a dime. We are told that dating is the performance of self. What is missed in the pomp and circumstance of putting on is that the true work of emotional engagement is found in divesting from performance and daring to walk in authenticity. And so y'all kind of said it at the beginning of the show before we even went a little deeper. I feel like it's a scam because there's some people who say, I want to be a high valued man, or I want to be a high valued woman. And so therefore they play into that one list, and I haven't been able to find a parallel list yet, Margo, for the Black woman, but they play into that real shallow list that I gave for the Black man.
Okay, Tanya, please let me just jump in 1 minute. Remember, we watched the video. Now, I'm not saying this is what I believe. I'm just saying what he said. Now, what he said was a high value man was a dude that was making over 6 figures, right? And then he's above 6 feet tall, and he wasn't the guy that even liked children. He just 6 figures, over 6 feet tall. And I don't even understand that, but I don't know how height and money.
And he said that was only 3% of the population.
So what he's playing into is the fact of what women like. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm only 5'6". You know what I'm saying? And I've always joked around and said that if I was 5'10", I'd be a motherfucker. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not I ain't the best looking dude, but I ain't an ugly motherfucker either. You know what I'm saying? And I can sit here and highlight myself, but and this is what me and the wife was talking about earlier. In this world, self gratification or self promotion is considered as conceit and not necessarily confidence.
Right.
So the moment you brag on, and this is what y'all said, this is what we were kind of alluding to earlier in the other segment. The moment you start highlighting yourself, people will say you conceited.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then we go off of the opinions of what someone else thinks of us, because I'm not gonna lie, like as a grown ass man in my 40s, I sit here and suffer. And Tanya even told me about me. You know what I'm saying? I'm talented in all aspects. But as far as me believing in my talent, I know that I'm talented. I know I'm kind of good at a multitude of all things. But I don't necessarily go forward because I'm like, in some ways, I kind of look at how other people view me. Now, I'm just being honest.
Hey, Mike, what the hell they got to say don't matter. Your spiritual connection to you and God, that's all that matters.
Right. So I'm being honest, right? Now, I'm one of them people to be like, fuck what the public think. But at the same time, it's an internal struggle of like, damn, could they be right? You see what I'm saying?
Damn, what they saying.
It's the questioning. So in that context, we sit here and we value another motherfucker's opinion about us, because when you define yourself, no one believes you. It's what another motherfucker about you. It's what another motherfucker think about you or say about you or passes along to other folks. Remember, network equals your net worth. So it's what someone else thinks of you that gives you that in this society that places value upon who you are and your character.
But at the end of the day, bro, we talking about network and all that. None of that means anything to me. How am I spiritually connected to the earth and people around me that I love?
Right. So that's where the whole who you are as a person and what you believe in and everything else. Tanya, go ahead, because I'm just chatting.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna say real quick is that's why people have publicists and all, because people don't want to hear you talk about yourself. Right. They want to hear other people talk about you. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. You could be telling me anything, but what somebody else got to say about you?
Right.
This person, sorry.
They could be spreading lies and shit. Like somebody else could be just spreading some lies and stuff about you.
Exactly.
Like so
when people tell you to go to the horse's mouth, I am the goddamn horse.
Right.
Watch your mouth, Mike.
About me. You know what I'm saying?
And hey, Mike, I'm one of them guys. I don't give a damn if the horse's mouth, the elephant mouth. I don't give a damn what they're saying. If you believe what they're saying, it is what it is. I'm gonna keep moving on with my life, because life is hard as hell. Other than worrying what some niggas thinking in the streets.
Right.
I can't do that.
Zach is all that strong ATL tonight. He ain't
But hold
playing.
on, hey, Tanya, that's that wine starting to talk a little bit. But go ahead.
That wine talking to you.
I'm learning to like build my self-esteem up because people talk about me every day because of my size. People talk about my size, my educational background or whatever, and I have to sit back and listen to that. But then I listen to it, and then I sit here, I cry for a little while, but then I'll be like, you know what? Ain't none of them paying not their bill here. Ain't none of them putting no food on the table. Ain't nobody putting no clothes on my back. Ain't nobody here to help me out. I'm doing this on my own. So whatever I do is me. And if you don't like it, then pack your bags, pick up your boots, and kick rocks.
No, don't tell me. Don't tell them to kick rocks. You kick the rocks. Kick their ass out the door.
No, the way that they kick the rocks, they can go out the door to kick them rocks.
Right.
But you know, good, Margo.
Oh no, I'm just saying a lot of this like social status and this topic it's a certain things it's just a little too much work with trying to keep up with it all. And it's like, man, just be yourself, your best self representation of yourself, just that's just too much. Like, forget it. Like, this is what you're gonna get. And if my core ain't what you're looking for, then like, okay, keep it moving. Just like
that's real right there. That's real right there.
Y'all know another word that we have not heard all night. All
right, here we go. I found it, y'all. Oh, go ahead, Ron. I'm sorry. I found what I was looking for.
There's one word that we have not said, that I have not really heard that I feel like matters.
What?
For the high dollar woman or high dollar man, and that's the word love.
Love, yeah.
No, I said spiritual in love.
He did. He did.
Yeah. We don't have that in a relationship. It don't even have to be a relationship. We just because I value my friends the same way. It don't even have to be that we physically involved with each other. I value my friends the same way. If we don't have a spiritual connection, a love connection,
right.
and that with guys and girls. I got niggas that I love completely, but I'm not homosexual or anything because I'm real. I'm a paranoid guy, and I'm funny about who I let in my life.
Exactly.
Right.
Go ahead, Zach.
Yeah. I have to have a level of love for him. If I don't have that level of love for him, but it can't be in my world because I'm paranoid as hell. I don't know why, but that's who I am.
That's because of whatever your experiences shape who you are.
Okay, and Mike, you 100 for it. That's
so think about it.
I had some situation where the best dude that was in my life betrayed me on certain levels.
Exactly. So that's what I was about to say. So I want you to think about. I mean, you're a grown ass man, right? But I think so. Yeah. No. Honestly, I want you to think about everything that you've. Is that me? I hear an echo. I don't know if that's but I want you to think about that, or just everybody. Think about all that you've been through. Those who you trusted, who
hold on a second. Zach, is your phone on speaker?
Oh, you know what? I picked it up. Maybe that's what it is. Did that help?
Okay. Yeah, that helps.
Okay, I had laid it down for a second.
Okay. All right.
Those who you encountered and experiences you've been through, I want y'all to think back on everything you've been through in life and what are you still holding on to today? Regardless of your growth, there's something you still holding on to today. The wife just had to explain that to me. We were sitting here watching Bridesmaid or Honors Maid, that damn movie with all the women in the bridesmaid and the girl getting jealous of the other new friend and all that.
Yeah.
Right. And
certain things is just hard to let go.
Right. I connect with that movie because I understand how that girl felt when her friend had a new friend and totally disregarded everything about her. But in reality, if you look at, you just adopted a new friend and you try to make us do the same, your folks. You know who stands where they stand and if they're going to be able to get along with the next motherfucker.
Yeah.
Anyway, your experiences shape who you become as an adult. Right.
Right. Hey, Tanya, can I ask this question? I thought it was by high value. I didn't know it was therapy y'all were doing tonight. This therapy?
We always
we
have
always go, yeah.
It seems like we're the whole therapy session.
Right.
Because value, because the concept of value is distorted.
Right, it is.
Let me just go ahead and as I start to bring this together tonight, we wanted to talk about I am getting some feedback, Zach.
I was calling in on my other phone because this was getting ready to go dead, and for some reason won't turn. But I turned that one off. No, it's not that. I don't know. It's not me. Let me see.
Hello.
Talking. Yeah, I'm getting feedback.
Am I echoing?
Yeah, I'm echoing when I talk, coming from somewhere else. So switch to your other one. Like when you called in just now, go ahead and call in on the other one, and I'll let it in. But I'll have to mute this one first because I got a little feedback.
See, Mike. See, Mike. You see what just happened? It got to be the black man that's the problem.
You ain't the problem, man. Hold on. Zach, you ain't the problem. It's American technology that's the problem.
No. She did blame the black man. Zach, it gotta be you. Call in on your other phone, Zach.
Okay. I see you saying.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying, bro. I ain't mad about it, but I'm just like, why I gotta be the black man?
Why gotta be me? Like
why can't it be Margo? You know?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Why can't be nobody else?
Because it ain't.
Okay. Well, Veronica then.
And no.
Now, it used to be Veronica.
I'm the one to be tapping in.
Look, it used to be Veronica, but she done upgraded her service plan, so now we good.
No, buddy. I'm going to be tapping in.
I'm feeling. Hold on. Finish switch. I'm finna switch. Hold on. Okay, Tanya, can you hear me? Hold on.
Yeah, I hear you.
Hold on. Let me hang up on this line.
Hopefully, I didn't lose it. Okay, here we go. Okay. So hopefully, Zach.
Mike, if you want to, because he's switching lines right now.
Okay. I just wanted to get into some things that I shared with a couple of folks in the group, but I don't think I shared it with the whole group. So I'm gonna holler in. So whenever Zach get back in.
Okay, yeah. I hear you now.
Okay. Hey Zach, and the echo is gone.
Yeah.
Really, Mike? Hey, Mike, bro, you could have let them been the first one to say that, man. You had to go there, bro.
Now, girl. No,
hey, bro, you jumped in too quick. You jumped in that too quick, bro. You could have waited on him to say that.
Hey,
man. Where? I'm my brother keeper. What happened to this?
I am. So let me tell you this, man. Let me tell you this. We all good. Zach, I heard a lot about you, kinfolk, but this is the first time you've been on the show, at least since I've been on here. And I value your presence, my brother. I
appreciate that, man. You know, it just that I normally work on Friday nights.
Yeah.
And it was the one time that I wasn't working. It just worked out good. And y'all was talking about a great subject where I think that people was talking about, you know, this whole value thing.
Yeah, he sent me the video. You're the one that sent me the video that this week.
Right.
That triggered me due to topic because a girl was talking about a high value man, but I didn't really want to talk about what she talked about because it just wasn't worth it to me.
Maybe we need to
in my head.
But Tanya, but people that what these females are doing, they're saying this dude getting 6 figures, he this taller, that taller. I'm 6'3", but that doesn't matter. Am I kicking your ass every night when I come home? And then one night I might just be drunk and I'm starting to beat your kids' ass, beat your ass. Is that a high value man just because I got the 6 figures?
He's 6'3", bitch, but he beat my ass.
Yeah. He good.
He got all this going for him, and then he abuses. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, but I'm a guy. I don't believe in verbal abuse, physical abuse, and mental abuse. On none of that. I don't believe in it because at the end of the day, that I can't connect with you on none of those levels. I'm one of my friends. Her name Tamika. Tamika said to me about 5 years ago, Zach, all these crazy ass people we got around us. Zach, the one thing I have in my life, I got the gift of goodbye. And when she said that to me, I'm like, what the hell do that mean? She says, Zach, I could dismiss their ass and be done with them because they add nothing to my life.
Right.
And so when she said that to me, I'm like, I thought about it for a minute. I'm like, damn, I really like that. I think I can put that in my back pocket and hold on to that.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. And when a person
that you could argue with. If you start to argue, that cat would be like,
I don't do no arguing, none of that.
Please, and he'd be gone. And I'd be like, you won't even let me argue. You know?
Just to give y'all an example, one time, this has been about 8 years ago. This is just me showing stuff. And Tanya tell you, my parents, I love them.
I think we lost him.
He ended up leaving.
Yeah, I think we lost him.
Yeah, bring him back in. Zach is making a good point as a segue into what I would like to discuss. And I think I kind of spoke with y'all a couple individually on a couple of these topics.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
No. Zach, go ahead and finish your thought. Because what I was
I touched my phone by. I was saying that Tanya would tell you, just by the way, and this off subject, I'm doing two subjects now. Women always value a man on how he take care of his parents and definitely his mama. Because how he treat a female, that's how he gonna treat you. And then I was saying that Tanya will tell you, I'm a very caring person for my parents. My parents in their mid-80s, you know, and so I'm on the subject of we as people, we have to take care of our folks, or we don't do that.
Right.
So,
that's some truth. There's some truth to that, like because you got to understand. And Zach, I'm glad you're on here, brother, because you bring the segue into what I'm about to discuss. Okay. And I was just talking to, I can't remember who I was talking to, because I talk to so many people on the daily. I've broken down life into 10 years. If you're one of them people I talk to, please point your finger, raise up or whatever. But I broke down life into 10 years. From birth to 10 years, it's mimicry. You're mimicking everything that you see from an adult. So when kids learn to say mama, dada, and everything else, right? Remember, we're telling the kid, say mama, say dada, and they're mimicking us. So from 0 to 10 years, the first 10 years of your life, you're mimicking the folks, you know, that begot you or that's raising you. From 10 years to 20 years, it's discovery, right? You're discovering everything that you learn. And keep in mind, as each tenure comes, you're exhibiting or maintaining the previous 10 years lessons or things that come along. So from 10 to 20, you're in your discovery phase. You're trying to discover just like, hey, who am I? What am I doing? Everything else. From 20 to 30, it's application. You're applying everything from the mimicry and discovery phase. And that's where you're living your life. You're applying everything that you learned, that you were ever told, everything that you saw, and everything that you witnessed. You're applying that as you go and seek and try to get jobs and figure out who the hell you are. From 30 to 40, it's identification. You're identifying with oneself. That's why when you hit 30, you start trying to talk to mama, talk to daddy, and asking them questions. Right? Because at that point in your 30, your 30 to 40 phase, your identification phase, you're trying to identify who the hell you are, why you are who you are, or why you ain't where you think you need to be. And that's where we start asking those questions, because we're looking for reasons and or blame, you know what I'm saying, just being honest, or blame to figure out why I ain't where I think I need to be, or why am the way I am. I hope I said that right. I've been cranking, right? So, right. So from 40 to 50, you just accepted it all. You've accepted the fact that your mom ain't gonna tell you the truth, that your dad just ain't the fuck there. You know what I mean?
Mike, hold on, Mike. You telling me Santa Claus ain't real?
You know what I'm saying? Right. So
Easter Bunny and all.
Right.
Hold on. Hey, Mike, don't ruin my childhood, bro. My mama told me Santa Claus was real.
Right. So 40 to 50 is that acceptance stage. You're accepting all that you don't have. And that's why, watch this. That's why men in their 20s who are at their sexual peak and women in their 40s who are at their sexual peak tend to match. And then we call them cougars. No, they're just sexually bonded. Anyway, we'll leave that where it's at, because it's acceptance. A 40-year-old woman has accepted who she is fully, whether she's skinny, tall, big, fat, or small. She's accepted who the fuck she is, and that's why that's why the 40-year-old women are what men call the biggest freaks. 50 to 60 is reflection. 50 to 60 is reflection. That's where you tend to get the grandmas and the grandpas and the people in their 50s and 60s reflecting on their past and how they treated certain people. And that's where you hear, oh, that's just the old person trying to get right with God because they know that their days is about to end soon. And then from 60 above, I say 60 and above, that's the golden years. You done figured out a way to make life work for you. You done figured out wealth. You done figured out how to do whatever. You're retired. Your disability kicks in, Social Security. Them your golden years. Them the folks you see at the casino every weekend. You know what I'm saying? Or every day, or however the case may be. That's how I broke down life in 10 years. So when you add that to value of being a high values person, those are the concepts that apply to our determination of what's worth and what's value and everything else. I'm done. Y'all speak.
I got you.
I want to be the first to jump in. Mike is right about the casino because I just, Tanya, you just know I took my parents to the casino. And and the other thing is, I'm throwing you under the bus now, Tanya. You're the only female that didn't speak about what you consider a high value person.
Oh, snap. You know what? Hey, thank you, Zach. Thank you, Zach.
Actually,
it's probably Tanya's problem with me.
I was going into it as I conclude.
We ain't trying to hear all that great stuff. We just need to know what your thoughts are. We ain't trying to hear all that. Okay.
From the beginning, when we're talking about just the definition of the high value woman and high value man, I was looking at, to me, there is a white definition, there's a black definition. The white definition more about self-worth and, your self-appeal and your whole thing, you relating to the world. And the black definitions that I saw for the male side, especially, was more, just like I said, just a little more on the shallow side, leaning more towards. I think it's a little bit, you're talking about my view. So it's a little more on the shallow side because they were talking about wealth and influence and stuff like that. And when it comes to being
because you're a little light skinned.
Whatever.
Tanya, do they consider you a red bone or a yellow bone?
Right. Exactly. Right. That's all I'm saying.
I have heard, living in Texas, I have heard red bone, yellow bone, and then when I left Texas, I became caramel. When I moved to Georgia,
all that. Do you have any black up in there as well?
All day.
Okay. But the thing is, go ahead.
What I feel is that these definitions, all this was just ramped up for a certain, especially dating pool of people that wanted to qualify themselves. And you took somebody like a Kevin Samuels and blew it out of proportion. That's just my view of the whole thing.
So, so now you're saying that, I'm sorry to be the host here, but you're saying that, what do you consider as a high value man?
I consider a high value man as a man of self-respect, self-love, but still has the ability to show that love to other people, be respectful of other people, and just how he knows how to vibe with the world and just treat the world like, not that it owes him anything, but that he's a part of it and trying to help other people to grow. That is more of a high value man to me. It doesn't have to be a high dollar person, but a high value person is a person who can be influential over another person and help that person along, whether it's mentally, physically, whatever. I consider that a high value man.
So Tanya, I have an acronym for everything that you kind of spit out, but you didn't name everything. And I call that my Miss Pies. Watch this, Zach. Zach, let me tell you something. I don't know if you're single or whatever you got going on, but I guarantee you're looking for your Miss Pies. MSPIES. You're looking for your Miss Pies in life.
I'm listening.
Now watch this, Zach. You're looking for a woman who's mentally, spiritually, physically, intellectually, emotionally, sexually. When I find that woman, then she'll get the best of me. You see what I'm saying? So that's who you looking for. You looking for your Miss Pies, pimp. So everything you said,
all those slices you just named.
Say so, Tanya. Everything
it's all those
said,
slices. You know what you said about all the slices?
Oh, I like that. Those are slices of the pie.
Yeah.
So Tanya, I'm gonna give you back the mic, but you just kind of went along those lines that when people try to do the whole man versus woman thing, a man really is looking for his Miss Pies.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So
and then I like what the article when I first started out. Well, I don't know if y'all remember this. Remember they were saying that men don't like women who are whiny all the time and they, complain and they whine and they want to be babies.
Gotta have confidence, self-confidence.
Right. And so I believe that too. And I believe that a man should be the exact same thing too. There's nothing worse than a whining man. I feel like they should have the self-confidence and the whole nine too. So that's what I feel is a high value man.
So watch this. And this is me being transparent. I was raised in a house full of women. So I feel like that's my advantage when it comes to the game and spitting at women. Because I was raised around nothing but women. So I know what to say. I know how they think. I know how they act. I know how they speak. I know what they're looking for and this, that, and the other.
Hey, Mike, they call that but go ahead.
Hold on, they call it what?
What?
I come from, but go ahead.
So it messed up again. I didn't hear it.
I said they call that pimping where I come from, but go ahead, Mike.
Exactly. Hey, hold on. What did Tupac say? We got a name from a woman, a game from a woman,
right.
And so on and so forth. Anyway, so I only say that just to kind of be transparent that there's folks out there that were raised by certain individuals. Some of the men you encounter may have been raised strictly by women or may have had examples of men in their life that shape who they are as an adult. Because remember, our adverse childhood experiences, they call those ACEs, shape who we are as an adult. So if you're dealing with somebody and you're like, I love this man or I love this woman, but there's elements of them that I don't identify with. That's where you need, and here's the fact, and this is what we teach in leadership. In order to know where someone is headed, you need to know where they've been, right? In order to know where someone is going, you need to know who they've been. And that's why they tell you, you need to know the elements of your past in order to know your future so you can prevent from repeating the mistakes.
The cycle.
Right? Yeah. There you go. A lot of people engage in the instant gratification of things, not knowing the individual, and knowing means their past, their present, their past experiences, their present thoughts, and their future goals.
And not knowing that the spirit that they carry draws that kind of person.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna shut up. I've been talking too much.
Well, I want to say this because
let's hear from the women on that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I didn't know y'all show go this deep, but I'm here.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this also, and I'm going to say this. And maybe I should have said this at the very end, but I do want to say, what were you drinking on, Mike?
But, I know. I'm not sure you can promote brands on your show.
Is that Jay?
Yes, that's Jay.
Oh, okay. I mean, you can
so you already know what I'm drinking. I don't switch.
You got that sweet red.
Yeah, exactly.
But I really believe that if you are a person out here, and I'm going to say this to the women, if you are out here searching for an individual who makes that 10K monthly and is in a group, has to be in a societal type of high-end group of some type fraternity, and you're gonna be lonely, right? And then has to be 6 foot. Yeah, there we said.
Hold on.
No. This. Hey, Tanya, go ahead. Go
ahead. They only said that 3% of the population was over 6 feet. When it comes to men. So therefore, you're looking for over 6.
Hey, Tanya. Go to the next level. 250K above 6
Right.
feet.
Right.
Hold on. Say that again, Zach. Say that again, Zach.
They said 200. We said Michael Samuel, but what Kevin Samuel, he said $250,000 a year and above 6 feet. Now we don't know if this dude, because I ain't did no damn research on it, but he said that's you in the 1% area. But these females out here chasing the 3% and the 1% guys saying this is what I want, and they don't realize a lot of them don't even damn qualify to be that kind of guy.
So that's the thing.
True that.
Now, in America, we tell people to have high expectations.
Right.
Your expectations is what is number one. If you have expectation, that's your downfall. Because when you expect something from somebody, the moment that they don't do what you expect, you look negatively or reflect negatively upon that individual. Now, I can tell you right now, I'm retired. I don't do shit. And my retirement pays for my house.
You don't do shit. That's what you just said.
Right? I don't do shit. I ain't got no job. I just started putting in applications just because I'm bored. Now, watch this. I live on the East Coast area. I had to catch myself. I live on the East Coast area, right? Where things are a little bit more pricey. My retirement pays for everything. Mortgage, car note, bills, insurance, life insurance.
Let me hold some.
Everything.
I know, right?
My income, my retirement and my disability pays for everything. Wifey don't have to spend a check for nothing, but I kind of, she wants to help out and contribute, so she got a couple of bills to kind of help her keep in check because she like to shop. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but what I'm getting at is I don't have to work. Now, where we're at combined, we're well within and probably over or at the mediocre of 6 figures. Any job that I get after that puts us into another tax bracket.
That's just the bonus.
Everything that I make after that would be extra. And I'm not bragging or boasting, I'm just saying it. So what I'm saying is when we talked about living within your means, right now we are comfortable, very comfortable.
I'm still saying, let me hold some.
Guess what? Right? There you go. You're right. Because people will look at that and be like, oh, well, he got this. No, I pay bills, motherfucker, every motherfucking month. Every 2 weeks, every month. That don't mean I got it to give to you to help you out.
You better know I understand that for real.
And so on and so forth. But a lot of people place that, and we're going back to the Kevin Samuels thing. A lot of people look at the whole value thing, like I said, as monetary value, right? Mm-hmm. But the thing is, if you don't have substance within your household or substance within your relationship, right? And the only reason somebody is with you is because of the amount of money you make, they don't love you.
Right.
Right? We broke down the Greek, the what is it, 5 or the 6 different variations of Greek love. You have eros, you have agape. That's kind of what Martin Luther King and Gandhi modeled themselves after, was the agape kind of love. Mm-hmm. Eros is that romantic type of love, and then there's a couple of other ones that exist. I think Zach, if I'm not mistaken, you sound like a person who has that agape love for mankind, and then that eros love for a person that you can connect with spiritually. Yes.
Right. Yes, sir.
Okay. So and everybody else, and I'm not leaving out the women, but all I'm saying is there's a lot of elements to which we experience in life, but that we know about in life, but we ignore. So when you look at things in totality, everybody wants to have those connections, but they may not necessarily get them because guess what? Your experiences that you dealt with as a child has shaped and molded you to trust and or believe one's spirit, because we're all intuitive. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You can sit here and say, oh, Aries and Cancers. No, we're all intuitive. Mm-hmm. You know what means something to you. You know from the first time you shake somebody's hand or meet somebody or observe them and who their character is, whether or not they're good for you or right for you.
Right. 100.
Not ignore your intuition. I'm done.
Hey, Tanya, when you're done with this whole video, you should go take this video and go lay it on Kevin Tanya's grave so he'll understand what.
Straight up, man. And I'm just being transparent. I'm just being. I'm open and transparent and probably share more than what I need to, but I don't be giving no fucks.
Hey, bro, at the end of the day, it's all therapy, bro. Real talk.
What needs to be said, and just put out just everybody's own.
And we as men, we can't be men until we're willing to open up.
Tanya, I gotta meet Zach in person.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Well, we're gonna do all that. All that. Well, you know what?
Hey, Mike. That's my representative pimp.
Hey, look. Hey, watch this, Zach. Pimp. Peace is my priority.
All right. I'll take that definition for me. All right. Well, you know what? What I want to do is that because I know us, we will go on for another hour. Easy.
Not me.
So I want to go ahead and bring it all together for that wrap.
I'm sorry, y'all. I went on my tangent. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's good because we had great conversation tonight. I just want to bring it to that wrap because I know us. We could talk. That's how we do. You know, but I want to say that tonight was great in talking about the high value woman and high value man from the standpoint of realness, reality, because we talked about by definition what was out there. Mike, you want to say that real quick?
I do. Now, you heard a lot from myself and Zach. And we try to give the women an opportunity. But let me say this: women, Black women, number one, they hold a certain specific and gracious value in all of mankind, whether they know it or they do not, right? Because, you know, like you say, the misogynistic piece of it, and then the whole concept of, you know, this is a man's world. I get it, right? I get it. But women have a place. Black women have a place. And they hold a certain value, whether they know their value or not. That's where you get the Dr. Umars and other people that kind of try to accentuate the values of a woman. But here's one thing I will say. Women, if you don't know your own self-worth or your own self-value, and if you do not love yourselves the way you want someone else to love you, they can't love you the way that you don't love yourself.
Right.
Amen, bro.
So, when you're looking for those men,
I like them women. I'm shaking my handkerchiefs right now. Yeah,
what did he say? I missed it.
He's shaking his hanky.
Okay. So women, I get it. America has told you how to be and how to act and everything. Watch how I break it down. Book breaking back way in the days taught women to grab in their sons, hold them close, and teach them the ways of their enslavers. So that's why you hear, oh, he's a mama's boy. The only reason he's a mama's boy is because you took his daddy out the picture and you tarred and feathered him and then tied him up to 4 horses and then he broke his fucking body into pieces. And the mama was like, yo, I don't want that for my son. Anyway, so now you have the femininity of men, because as they get enlightened on their position and where they stand and what their position is, you don't need that. You want them to be feminine and to subdue to the concept of, y'all get where I'm going. I'm sorry. Let me stop.
Hey, Mike, that's some real talk, bro.
Right.
You should put that in pencil right now, or ink. We should do a show about that, because that whole thing where they broke the man and made it, I mean, the woman really, and made her feminize her man.
Right. Because that's the Willie Lynch syndrome.
Right. So
Willie Lynch thing was, let's tie him to 2 horses, the daddy, and let's point these 2 horses in 2 different directions and shoot a gun off, and watch that child and the mama watch the daddy get ripped in.
Hey, that's a different show. Hey, Zach, that's why I say, man, we need to meet and talk in person, kinfolk. Hey, but look,
because really, at the end of the day, when we break it down, and we have that kind of show, we have to talk about how all these things came to be from the slavery days, how they, how even homosexuality was brought in.
Exactly. Book breaking.
Hold up. Can I ask this? Because I'm new to the show. Just a quick brief. How was homosexuality brought in?
You know, when
go Tanya.
When it came down to the raping, people always thought that the slave owners were only raping the women. They were not just raping the women; they were raping the men too.
Okay. Now, if I could jump in, bring me to modern times right now. Why is it happening now?
Okay.
Hold on, Mike. Let
Yeah, I got you. That's why I caught myself.
Exactly which angle you're going, because my mind was still on that part. Because remember, it also came a point in there too where in slavery they would have mothers and sons, and that's where the MF word actually came from. So it got really deep on that too. And then to modern day, you're talking about, Zach. Tell me what angle you're going at, because
I'm going at the cows, being the milk and everything that kids have. Putting out the protein and all the hormones in the kids. I'm sorry, in the cows. That comes to us. If you just do a little research, the cows and the water that we're drinking will bring you to the level where I'm talking about. I don't even want to go on what's going on in the atmosphere and everything. Just the cows and the water that's coming through your pocket. So it's actually changing us on a whole nother level that we can't even understand, because the things that we're dealing with is way above us.
So watch this, Zach. Based off of what you just said, you always hear you are what you eat.
Yes.
I'm gonna say that. Hopefully everybody can come to their own conclusion. I'm gonna leave that where it's at. You are what you eat. But going back to the slavery days, when they say buck breaking, the part of the embarrassment of buck breaking, besides being tarred, feathered, and ripped apart, was the fucking in the act.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry, we in the last 30 minutes. I'm sorry. We done thought was the
You nasty, man.
I'm Tanya, my apologies. Okay. It was the graphic content of homosexuality placed up on the slaves by the slave master that did that, and it was supposed to be an embarrassment.
Right.
Now, what do people do? What do people do in life to be able to still be who they are? They accept what was in order to be
what is.
There you go. So you have that concept, and so people remember. Watch this. Ooh, watch this. We go back to the breakdown in 10 years. Mimicry, discovery, application, identification, acceptance, reflections in your golden years. So what do you do when you know nothing else, or if no one is there longevity wise to take you further than the tenure that you're in? You accept and you identify with what you were taught or what you experienced.
Wow.
And I'm gonna shut the hell up. I'm gonna shut the hell up after that.
Okay, and I'm gonna add something as I go for this rap.
I'm gonna say the last thing.
Okay.
Speaking to y'all women.
Now watch this. Hold on, Zach. Hold on, Zach. Watch this. If you look at the populations of the homosexual, the states that possess homosexual or the great numbers of homosexuality, you will see that they are slave states.
Okay.
Okay.
Buck breaking, the full definition of buck breaking was prominent and dominant.
Wow.
Well, I'm gonna have you. Okay, got you, Mike.
I'm done. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm saying to you women on the show And I know this is my first night. Y'all probably gonna say that nigga had a whole lot to say, but
all right, Zach.
Okay, black women have a whole lot to say. Okay, so what I'm saying to you women is that speaking for me, I can't speak for no other man, is that I'm that guy that who can help guide me. Whatever her experience is in life, I want to hear it. I might not resonate with it, but because I heard it, you can direct me in the way I need to go. So women that I'm a real dominant male, but I can appreciate a woman who said, you know what, that nigga don't scare me. I know he this and I know he that. You know who I am as a person. I'm quote America, but I'm a real damn gangster. She'll tell you that, you know. But at the end of the day, I need that woman to interject in me and saying, hey, bro, you ain't that dude no more. And so don't never sit to the side as a woman and say, hey, that's just who he is. Sometimes you need to hear someone
don't accept that.
Hey, tell him who he is. Hey, you think you this, but you ain't that.
Right, exactly. Because I'm thinking, I ain't trying to be that gangster no more.
I don't want to be a gangster no more.
Yo, you old ass man. Exactly. So I'm just saying that to y'all women. Don't think your man don't. Huh?
You became a corporate thug, and then you became. I don't know how this man's mind works like a steel trap, and I don't know why all day, every day he's thinking about.
Yes, sir.
I hope like hell your schedule ain't busy and that you're able to attend. I'm definitely.
That's already. No matter what happening, that's happening. I already got that worked out.
Okay,
right, cool. Okay, well, let me get back here and get to this rap because we are getting close to that time. I said we got to get out of here. Okay, as we get to this rap, remember that whole tangent that we went on just now. All of it came from the Roman Empire.
I've been trying to get. I got a lot to say. Go ahead though.
Okay, but remember
black women.
Guys, come on.
Let it get out.
Yes, everything that you all were talking just now about the males and the homosexuality and all the things and the slavery, all that came from the Roman Empire. All roads lead back to Rome. Now let's get out of this. When it comes
black women hold a certain essence.
Okay, let's get back to the high value men. Have women. Let me wrap this up.
You just got to say, Mike and Zach, shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Can the ladies tell these guys?
Yes, you can. Guess what? We gonna listen.
Say, Mike and Zach, shut the hell up. I'm trying to talk.
We gonna listen.
Because I've been trying to get us out of here.
We've been programmed to listen to black women. So say what you gotta say, Tanya, and we gonna listen.
Okay. I appreciate all the comments and the.
Ain't nobody asked for all that. You trying to be political? Say, shut the hell up.
Shut the hell up. Okay, I appreciate everything, but it's time to get out of this for real because we start going on too long, and then the audience gets tired of us too. So, I appreciate tonight the high-end woman versus the high-end man. Please let me get through this rap. I believe that the definitions that we came up with earlier were good. That it's all about self-worth. In our own growth as people, we do not have to pay attention to any of the crap that's been put out there, especially what the late Kevin Samuels put out there with these unrealistic views of what was considered high value. And that some people are walking around in zombies in life right now, hoping and thinking that they're going to find that. And it's all going to lead to a nightmare of some type. So hopefully people have taken the time and we have given some people to think about so that they can see what's more realistic in the stuff that's being sold out there that is not. So we're going to answer the question tonight. Are the stories real to you? No, they're not really real to us. It's a major fabrication that's going on out there. And you just got to learn to be a person who is in some way giving to the world, and then you'll find that person who is giving to you and you give to them and vice versa. Okay, everybody agree? In agreement?
Yeah. Amen, sister.
All right, we're cool. All right, y'all, we're going to break, and then we coming back. And I'm so tired. We coming back, and we're gonna end this show. All right, here we go. We're gonna end this show in a minute. This one, no, we're here.
Hey, I got a question. Real quick before we go into anything else. That ad that I just saw, Zach.
Hey, man. Hey.
Where's that?
Sorry, my bad. That's me.
Zach.
Okay.
I'm back.
Zach, sorry, I just looked at that promotion or the ad. If you don't mind, real quick, what does your driving school entail?
We teach kids like coming from the age of 15 up to 18 how to drive, and I just added something else to it, like adults. If you want to lower your insurance, you come take a defensive driving course, and it'll probably save you anywhere between 10 and 25% on your insurance. And I just met with a guy today that we're going to be doing DUI. So as the courts, sending you to DUI school, because of how I got mine kind of set, I won't even get into that, but my school will be one of the first ones that get recommended for your DUI school.
Okay, cool.
So all us on here drinking wine, let's hope we'll never be there, but just in case, next level driving school will help you.
So I will say this, Zach, my previous experience in the military, I was the first 11 years of my military career, I was law enforcement, and right. I was I initiated the field sobriety, exercises. The test to pass or fail thing. An exercise just lets me know whether you're impaired or not impaired. Anyway, cool. Thank you for sharing that. We'll talk offline because I don't want to take away from you. Go ahead, Tanya.
Well, everybody on my, I'm gonna be black. Everybody, my side of the family, ex-military, retired captains, majors, and everybody, Army, Air Force, and Navy.
Yeah. We'll talk, Zach. That's what I'm saying. I hope your ass there in July. You better not pull a no-show.
Why can't it be all about me? Why can't it be about you?
I could pull a no-show, but I know my commitment. You know what I'm saying?
I live here, bro.
Let that be on the
Miley.
He said
too much.
He said we grew here. We flew here. He grew here.
Right, exactly.
Ooh, I like that.
Hey, Mike.
Too much on the live.
My tank always full. I can take a picture of the tank right now. It's always full. Wherever you at, I'm coming.
All right.
All right.
You know what, y'all? How we do this? How we get out of here every week? I just want to find out what you got going on this week, and then we getting out of this show. So, Ron, what you got coming up this week?
Short and sweet, not a whole lot. I'm still on my journey, and I'm still working on that every day, every week.
What do you say, Zach?
I said, what's the journey?
My weight loss journey.
Okay, cool. All right. Oh, good.
All right. Thanks.
Zach, I don't know if you was up here. I don't think Zach was here when I told him what was going on.
No, I heard you lost 40, and I said congratulations.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'm still working on that.
All right.
Margo, what you got coming up?
A lot of organization stuff around my house working for me for free. Put it that way. Repairs. On top of that, just taking like a meditation sound vibration, stuff like that classes in order to just get to my core and center myself and just start thinking about, what I really want to do here on out, a couple of personal things, as well as possibly even signing up and taking a class sometime soon. So that's about it.
Cool. That's cool.
All right. Thanks, Margo. Mr. Mind Right Mike, what you got coming up this week?
This week coming up, if we're looking at what time we are at now, I'll be turning 42.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
Hey, little damn youngster, but go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'll be turning 42. My birthday is on the 3rd. My birthday is actually on the 3rd, so we'll have our show next week, and then I'll be turning 32 at the beginning of that following week.
We got our party hats.
The wife's birthday is on the 2nd. Her birthday is July 2nd. Mine is July 3rd. So that whole weekend should hopefully be a fun-filled weekend.
Right.
But besides that, other than that, I'm just putting in applications.
Okay. He just, the way he ended it, I don't know if he got frozen or not. Michael, you frozen?
Yeah, I did.
Well, that's the first time
for
I
a
froze in a
second.
long time.
It froze.
Birthdays, put it like this: birthdays and applications, and then I should be wrapping up the ends of my the little public safety administration gig that I'm doing online. That's all I got.
All right. Zach, we thank you, of course, for being here. But you want to talk about anything you got coming up this week? I know you're busy all the time.
Well, I got invited up to you. I told you I was going up Clifford, got a cabin, the damn top of the mountain. I wish I could send you the damn directions. Don't turn on this paved road, go on this gravel road. If you go on this road, you're gonna need a four-wheeler to get up there. So yeah, I'm headed to the mountain tomorrow morning.
You know that is y'all's direction. We call that what? Black GPS.
Yeah, exactly.
You are the master of Black GPS. So I know you understand.
I get
very
there.
well.
Hey, you know how hard I work there. Then I just got to take a chance to unwind a little bit, no matter where it's at.
So you going
But
to
hey,
the
I want to say this: I'm trying to put my picture on there tonight because I'm sitting in my car. It was really good being on the show. I really appreciate all everybody. I love anytime we have I'm talking to someone and we have different points of view, because I never think my point of view is the right point of view. But you guys came from different directions, and I appreciate that.
Zach, your point of view is always the right point of view, depending on your audience.
Hold on, not right now. Don't go no more. I like that. My point of view was the right point of view. You gotta say that.
I'm just saying, depending on your audience, my kinfolk, like.
Hey, Mike, don't switch up on me. I just like the point. My point of view was the right point of view. Don't.
And I saw what you put in the private chat, Mike. We'll ask Zach right after the show because we're going to end in a few moments. I'm going to make mine short and sweet. Only thing that I'm looking forward this week is getting my new phone. That's the only thing I care about coming up, so I can stop looking at this black screen.
Watch this. Yeah. She need a new phone for the plug, and she need a new phone. Hey, Kevin
I'll dance to it. Yeah. Well, here's my social media. We'll be back to end in just a second.
We hope that you have enjoyed this episode of Art Imitates Live with Tanya Dixon, so be sure to like and subscribe. And also check us out on all of our other social media.
We do what we do because these boys coming through, and it's me and my crew.
Okay, Mike, we gotta get out of this show. We gotta.
Oh no!
We got a chance to get out.
No, hold on. Let me explain this. I'll be vibing to them the little breaks in the commercial
music. Yeah.
Yo, I'll be in my zone, and sometimes I guess the show come back on while I'm in my zone, so I apologize.
Well, so man, hey Mike, but look, wait, while you vibing, go create something and let's see what me and you can do about that. I ain't got no problem paying. It sounds good.
Noted.
All right.
That's your person right there I've been talking about, remember?
Noted.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna get out of this show. We gotta get out of this show. I've enjoyed myself, but
y'all black people don't know how to go. Y'all black people don't know how to go to sleep. Go ahead.
Okay, but the thing is this: for all of you out there who've been watching tonight, you want to reach out to us. Feel free to, you know how I always do. I like to make sure that you all have the information, whether you're looking at us on Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube. You go ahead and hit us over here at info@tandiland.com. That's if you have any questions, comments, ideas for us. If you want to be on the show, you want to be a guest, or you just say you just want to tell us to shut our asses up. That is the thing that you do. You go ahead and hit us.
Hey, get on the show, people. Get on the show. You are more than welcome to get on the show and share your opinions.
Exactly. But if you're a person who also would like to do a Gmail and you don't want to do the website email, you could also hit us at Tandygirl AIL. Let me make sure I spelled it right because I was doing it all real fast. Tandygirl AIL at gmail.com. So you got two ways to reach out to us and tell us what you think. And tell us, like I said, questions, comments, ideas of guests, ideas of, you know, subject matter, or just to shut our asses up, whatever you want. All right. So feel free to reach out to us. But I've had a great time here tonight. I'm really trying to get us out before that 4-hour limit. I am the only person who goes on StreamYard, I'm sure. And I have to download shows every single week to have space to put in the next show, because we have these marathons, and I just want to make sure I keep them all. Okay. But thank you all for being here.
Can I say I was blessed to be on here with y'all? Thank you.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. No, thank you
for showing up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate
you. Come to the after show.
Now, we'll be in the after show in just a few moments. Yeah, if I can get out of this.
I don't know what the hell the after show means, but I'm out.
Hey Zach.
Well, let me go ahead and roll.
Hey Zach, I understand you're incognito, but
all that.
But no, appreciate you being on the show, man. It brought a different perspective and got a different viewpoint, man. I appreciate it.
That's good, bro. I think with the way everything is going in my life, I might be in every week now. So, you've been asking me for a long time to be on here, so maybe it'll work out.
Just don't hang up, Mike. I'm a Zach after the show.
Yeah, we're just gonna be. We're gonna. Yeah, we'll go to the. We're gonna go to the after show for a moment, but we'll get out of the show here. So thank you all for being here, viewing the show tonight, as we had a very healthy session on Who Spiked the Tea, and an even more healthy long section on the living room. I appreciate you always watching, and as I always say in parting, good things come to those who believe, better things come to those who are patient, but the best things come to those who never give up. All right, I'm Tanya Dixon, and this is the AIL team and Zach, y'all. So we thank you for watching. You have a beautiful week, and we'll see you next time on Art Imitates Life. Y'all have a good one. All right.